Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 23 of Phandelver and Below the Shattered Obelisk. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly, how you seeing him? And I'm very excited to be back from our trip to Calgary Odafest today to bring you another episode of Phandelver. But I'm not alone, I'm bringing with me an entire cabal of elite role players, starting with Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'm playing Lady Alessandra Celeste Martin Baracoel, our Ismar Paladin, Oath of the Watchers. And if there is anybody who happened to see us at Odafest this weekend in Calgary, welcome in.
It would be great to have you here. We had some great panels this weekend. Over in the corner, we've got Caitlan.
Hello, I'm Caitlan. I use she, her pronouns, and so does Anthea Briarfoot, the halfling artificer alchemist of the group, and her companion, homunculus companion, Squish, who is back and better than ever.
Better than ever. His IQ went up a point. He has intelligence 4 now.
He's so smart. I'm so proud of
smart.
him.
Yeah, he's going to college. Community college, but college. All right, down beneath you is the hero who flew back from Calgary like an hour ago. It's Amy.
I am so very tired, but I exist, even though
here.
I am not in costume. So anyway, please forgive that, the breaking the illusion.
The kayfabe?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
But yeah, hi, I'm Amy. My pronouns are she, her, or they, them. I'm playing Lyric, the tiefling bard, College of Creation / sorcerer, as of now.
Fantastic. Next to you is the person who needs no introduction, but does need an invitation to get into your house. It's Christa.
But I'm Christa. I use she, they, her, them pronouns, and I play Carmilla Alizarin, our Dampier Battlemaster Fighter.
I'm very happy to have you here. And last but not least, the guy that blue hairsprayed himself before game. It's Chris.
I, in fact, did blue myself today. Thank you.
Good.
I do it often. About once a week at least. Hi, I'm Chris. I'm happy to be here. It's Monday. It feels like Monday. I am playing Sindri, our half-elven Way of the Ascendant Dragon Monk. I use here, him, here, they pronouns, and uses here, him pronouns.
Fantastic. Yeah. And it is such a Monday. Things that have happened this Monday. Amy's flight was delayed. Things that happened. My cam link broke today, so I'm using my backup camera. You might know I'm not quite as crisp as usual. Podcast listeners, imagine me going from a fully realized marble statue to a stick figure. That is the difference. It's not, but that's what I like. I want you to think of me as narrating this game as a stick figure today. Besides that, Calgary was a fantastic time. So thank you, the city of Calgary, for inviting us and having us over there. We had an amazing time at particularly our World Building 101 panel, where we build a world along with the chat and with the audience. And man, it was good. I will run a game of it. It is called Friendships of Rosetta. Was that it? It was Rosetta, right? Yeah, Friendships of Rosetta. And it is about cannibalistic ships and goose dragons, and it was a wild time. But you know what else is a wild time? Phandelver and Below, which we need to get into in a minute. Right after I say thank you to our sponsor, Bookwyrm Games, because Bookwyrm Games is keeping us alive and keeping us going, and we are in debt to them, which is why I want to tell you that you can save yourself a little bit of debt by using code DorkTales to save 15% on your orders at Bookwyrm Games. Not only that, but you can get not only dice. You want dice, everybody wants dice, but you can also get tea, you can get familiars, you can get dice aids, like trays and cool stuff. And as soon as I have time to actually message him, we're going to start working on the DorkTales dice, where you can get some dice with DorkTales stuff on them. If you have any ideas for those logos, go put them in our Discord. I'm very curious what kind of dice you want. But besides that, Bookwyrm Games is a wonderful place. They're a wonderful group of people, and it's a local business. So you help support the small guys, and you help support us too by going there. And when you go and buy something there, let me know. And any channel points you buy, if you are spending channel points on Twitch, I'll give you double that day. It's pretty good. It's a great thing. Particularly awful for me when you use them to buy my mages and my vampires experience points, because then they get way more than they're supposed to. And then they just get way too powerful. And then it's a nightmare. But besides that, thank you to Bookwyrm Games. We'll be starting in just a second, but I also wanted to say this Friday, you would be missing out if you did not come out at 7 p.m. Pacific and watch the Session 0 for Vecna, Eve of Ruin. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff there, and I am going to start working on a little bonus thing that you will be getting for free if you're a member of the Patreon at the... I think it's the $10 tier up gets all this stuff, but you'll be also able to get it over at DM's Guild, hopefully soon. Oh god, Vecna's going to be so good. It's going to be great. But huge thank you to everybody out there. Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns before we begin? Perfect. All right. So last time on Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, you all managed to make it to the place known as Tal Hundereth, which has no hounds, unfortunately. At least as far as you know. But as you went to Tal Hundereth, you found that this ancient temple had been recently entered. The front door had been propped open by a sheath of cloth, and as you traipsed inside, you found that, well, once upon a time, this had been a broad, sweeping temple that had hosted hundreds. But now, a good portion of the temple had been lost in a collapse that took out part of its main stairwell. Following the rule of dungeon delving that you all seem to agree on, you took the first left, going into a room that was full of armor and ancient weapons. There was a pair of doors, one on the eastern wall, one on the south. And as some of you went and investigated the south, the rest of you went to the eastern door where you found an axe that was immovable until Anthea moved it by pushing a button.
Yeah.
And at that point, there was an explosion of combat in the other room as 3 sets of armor jerked to life, and in Dwarvish said, something pretty cool. It was squad tactics routine, and proceeded to almost beat you all to death. After a bit of a fight, you managed to almost get the upper hand of them before Sindri realized squad tactics routine stop or something like that, program reset, was enough to get the whole thing to go away, because this was a training room. You were in the danger room, folks, and all you had to do was say, stop, because consent is important. And with that, you all took a breather and prepared to move ahead in the dungeon, which is where we're going to begin our story, right? Ooh, as soon as Amy asks the question.
I remember there was a whole thing with a weird tentacle screwing with Lyric and closing doors that Anthea saw. And also Lyric had been planning to do Song of Rest if we actually did do a short rest.
Sounds good. Yes. So what it was is that you kept trying to shut and lock one of the doors to the west, like the end door you came through. And whenever you did, the door would open itself. And that's when you looked down and noticed, you and Sindri both noticed that you had a small tentacle of pale white flesh reaching out from your body and pulling, or well, nudging the door, actually pulling the door open, because it was a pull door. And I think that's where we're going to begin the game. Sindri, you and Lyric. Oh, am I warbin?
Oh, no, that was me just saying Lyric's name very slowly.
All right, then let's pick up there. Sindri, you and Lyric pass a glance at each other, and then down at the pale tentacle. It has a line of albinid pink on its underbelly. Small suckers clinging to the side of the doorframe. What do you do?
Is there something attached to me?
Yeah. Is this new?
Yes, very new. Could you just sort of, Lyric's gonna turn kind of away and just like try and pull it, like hike up her shirt a little bit and be like, could you just take a look, sort of, what's...
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Well,
do you want to make me a medicine check?
No. I got a 7. Wait, I'm actually proficient. Not proficient. I am, however, a monk. So 19.
19. Taking a quick look, the tentacle is going to be writhing of its own volition, and as you reach out at it, it's actually going to slap your hand with a surprising amount of stinging force that is going to echo throughout the room. It sounds like an open-faced slap. Everyone in the room is going to be able to hear that if they have a passive perception of 12 or higher. It does not hurt you physically, but it does sting a little, and there's a little red welt on the side of your hand, Sindri. It rolled an 18 to hit you.
Whoa.
Well,
What was that?
It appears to be attached to Lyric's back.
it seems like, how do I say this politely? Alessandra had a eye. It seems you've got a bonus tentacle.
No. I refuse.
Okay,
No.
that's fine. Anthea?
Yeah? She was actually just checking out the door hinges, so she's like right there, but she was like really focused on them. What?
I think
Take a look at Lurk's back.
That's so cool. Can you move it?
no.
Can you move it? Try to move
Lyric will
it.
try and move it and see if she can actually feel anything from it, because if not, if it is operating on its own, that is deeply concerning.
Can you give me a wisdom check to try to focus your mind and get it to move?
Oh boy. Okay. Is this a wisdom save or just a wisdom?
Nope, just a wisdom check. You're just trying to clear your mind and find calm.
7.
What do you try to get it to
I
do?
am unwise. Just move and like flex it in a particular direction.
It crawls back inside your shirt.
I scared it. Oh, it's so timid.
Awesome. Okay. So Lyric's actually going to reach around behind herself and try and figure out where this is located, because no thank you.
Where is it
No,
located?
Lyric.
It's somewhere on your lower back. Perhaps your hip?
I was thinking maybe on the spine.
Okay. That sounds great to me. It's growing about, if you put your pinky finger down on the base of your tail and stretched your thumb, that is where it is growing along your spine. And can you do me a favor and make me give me a perception check.
That's a nat 20. That's a 21.
As you run your fingers up. Now, I have to ask a question actually before I continue. How thin is Lyric? Does she normally, can she feel between her ribs? Usually?
I think she can at least, maybe if she presses, she can feel them, but not.
And when she bends
she's not,
over,
like, scrawny.
does she have any obvious, when she bends over, are the divots of her spine obvious?
Like how much are the ridges for the vertebrae? I think yes. I think that might just be
like a tiefling thing, just because the bone structure is a bit more pronounced.
Yeah, I think so.
Then it's very strange as you run your fingers up, you touch the base of the tentacle, which is going to slap at your finger. And as it pushes your hand down, you're going to feel several other softening spine nodules beneath it. Places where the flesh has gone gummy.
Wide-eyed. Just like, no.
Oh, but Lyric, haven't you ever wanted a third hand? You know, you could do so many things with 3 hands.
Yeah, but I can't
Do you ever
control
say,
them.
Oh,
It's
if only I just
them.
had one more hand.
Have you not seen my tail? And Lyric's gonna like whip her tail around because that she can use.
Oh, I suppose that's true, but it doesn't have the creepy grip. This at least has suction. I can hold things with it.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, Lyric's gonna go grab her dagger and is going to try and stab it and get rid of it.
Oh, Lyric, no.
Unless you're going to help, then get out of the way.
All right. Carmilla and Ella, what are you doing throughout this? Now, reminder, you did leave that axe in the other room. But as this is going on, you can hear the sound of a bit of commotion over by the western door.
If the axe is movable now, I will take the axe and investigate it a little closer.
So looking at it, it looks like the axe was fitted onto a new haft at some point. Taking a look at it, you can see... make me an investigation roll.
Okie dokie. That's my intelligence. +1, yeah. So it's a 13.
With your Battlemaster background, that is more than enough to see what has happened here. At one point, looking at the top, you can see that the axe head was originally designed for a square peg. Basically, the haft would be hammered in, and then it would kind of taper down. But it looks like this more circular, almost completely cylindrical handle had been attached to it at some point. And you can see that it wasn't exactly clean. The haft split up at the top to secure it in, well, it's very secure, but you can see little gaps around the edges that had to be filled in with wood glue to kind of make sure that it was sealed in. And this haft that you're holding is laced with deep carvings that have been filled with, it looks like pewter. And where Anthea put her finger is a small gemstone. You think maybe amber? But pressing on to that little yellow button. Are you going to experiment with it and kind of press around a little bit?
100%, yeah.
Okay, so as you press it, it suddenly becomes locked in place, mid movement through the air.
She'll click it again and
continue. Are you holding on to it when you click it again? Yeah, you're not letting it go at any point. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it swings like a normal axe. It is a war axe. So it is I believe a D8 for a battle axe. Okay. I think it's a D8, D10 versatile, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And it is fine. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. It is a great axe.
Oh.
So it's a D12 boy.
And has to be double-handed.
It has to be double-handed with that, yeah.
Fabulous. Yeah, she's gonna kind of mess around with it a little and sort of like hold it above her head, click the button, and like pull up a couple of times and click the button.
Now, while you're doing this, allow me to pull the camera focus back. As Lady Alissandra, are you standing nearby watching this pretty well?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Is it safe to assume that you're kind of getting kind of close to watch this and probably aren't expecting it when Carmilla suddenly begins doing full body pull-ups a foot in front of your face?
Yeah, I don't think she's expecting that.
All right. Suddenly, the sinuous form of your Dampier companion pulls herself the length of your vision up into a strong pull-up. Or muscle up, whichever. She's strong. And that is the time where you hear Lyric say something akin to, "You're going to help me cut it off." Do you do anything, or do you just stay in here and play with your sticks?
I think Alessandra will look towards the door and then look back to Carmilla and look towards the door and should we check that out? What's Lyric talking about cutting off?
It's probably for the best, yes.
Well, I don't want to cut it off.
No, don't cut it off.
If you're going to, we can do this. Hold on.
Sorry, what are we cutting off? Who?
There's something. Let's all get together here and have a moment. Alessandra?
Yeah?
So, there's been another development. Lyric, do you want me to take this one away, or do you want to talk about it yourself?
Are you going to help with this, or am I just going to have to do this myself?
No, I'm more talking about...
Because I'm really happy to do this myself at this point.
Well, it's probably harder to do that at an angle. Lyric has a tentacle growing out of their back.
Yeah. It was playing tricks. It's kind of feisty.
So, I don't have a big sharp sword.
No, but I have many daggers.
They want to cut it off.
Carmilla, holding the giant axe, just kind of like holds it behind her.
Now, I've seen surgery performed on ships before.
Poking the eye hurt a lot.
Wow.
So if you're going to do it, you're not going to want to saw it off, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so quick.
Yes.
Okay, Lyric's gonna try and grab it and is gonna try and do a swing to get it off as quick as she can.
Okay, can you please do me a favor and make me an attack roll?
Okay.
Okay. It is going to try to dodge you.
Okay. Using a dagger is... Oh, math. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is well enough to hit it. It tries to struggle away from you, but it has nowhere to run. It's attached to your spinal cord, and as you reach back, you are going to be able to grip it, pull, and cut, as if you were trying to remove a bit of hair. The pain is excruciating. Roll me damage. Eight. All right. You're going to take 8 hit points of damage and temporarily reduce your maximum hit point by 4. That is all part of the same number, by the way. So 4 of that is just bleeding, more or less, but the other 4 is actually going to hamper your health.
Oh, Lyric. What a waste.
Let's get something on it. Like,
I have bandages.
Yeah, let's do that.
The tentacle flops to the ground and continues to wriggle invertebately. Squirting
I think Carmilla's
blood.
gonna put a boot on it.
Until it stops moving.
They're like biting into
just holding it.
Part of their like a strap of their bag or something.
You just see Anthea with like a jar and a lid,
Beads
like
of sweat.
All right.
Okay. Do you want to use some magic to heal up a bit? My only concern is that if it heals magically, it might come back.
I don't know. Oof. But I think maybe I should go sit down.
Yeah.
That's probably for the best.
Honestly, pretty badass, but here, let's, you know what? I'll boil some water. How about that? There we go. Great. And Sindri like walks over to like the bedroom where Ella and Carmilla were before. I just have to step away for just 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Of course, you gotta go boil water. All right, everybody. So, Lyric, while you were taking some time to heal, is everyone to take a short rest?
Yes.
All right, that sounds good.
Yes,
so, Lyric,
please.
were you going to try to play Song of Rest?
I was. That will give everyone an extra d6 to heal their hit dice.
All right. Sounds good to me. Everybody go ahead and roll any hit points you'd like to regain. Lyric, your back aches. It throbs in pain as you continue to play on your nickel harpa. But you were able to find some solace in the strings and the playing of music. You've always been able to find that. And you think back. You think back to your childhood as you play, and everyone rests. Now I need to know, did you have a good relationship with your father and stepmother?
Yeah. It was a good relationship.
Did Lyric ever wonder why she didn't look like their other sisters or brothers?
I think they explained it pretty early on because she's the oldest. So, basically she's the oldest of like, I don't know, 6 or 7 kids. And they're like, yeah, no, you were the whole story of how her parents met because, oh, what a scandal. Someone's dropped off an infant in the evening. That sure sets back their courting a little bit because there's a sudden child that sure don't belong to the stepmother.
And what type of upbringing did your mother have? Your stepmother?
She's generally an academic, but maybe more like a lower class. They're sort of in a smaller town, but I think she relocated there from a bigger city.
Fair. You remember, it wasn't always easy being a tiefling. The people in the local area always treated you a little differently. Not when your family was around, but when you were alone, particularly the other children your age. Given Lyric's strange disposition, there were times where cruelty was at the forefront. Whether or not they remember this is up to you. Your mother, for that's what you consider her, put a lot of time into separating you away from that, making sure that you came home directly after any lessons that you would have been able to take in at the local town hall. And as you're playing, one particular day strikes a memory. Your mother, sitting in the common room of your home, guiding your fingers over the strings of a dulcimer. Be careful with the chord progression. The trick about this one is that you have to make sure that you keep moving in a very, yes, you got it perfectly. I always had a trouble with this one when I was learning it. You have such better fingers than I do. Mine are probably better served in a kitchen or a field. But you... You have the fingers of an artist. Do you know that? Don't just shrug at me. Prove it. Play the song that, play O Starry Sky. The one that my mother used to play.
Okay. She'll play it.
My mother couldn't play that until she was in her 20s. It is a fast-paced dancing tune with a lot of chord progression and a lot of places where your fingers could completely knot up if you didn't do it right. But Lyric has always been good at that. Lyric has always been canny and quick. Excellent. There are many dulcimers out there, though, and if we're going to make sure that you're a good musician, I think we're going to make sure that you learn the harp next. Lots of court nobles would love to have a harpist that looks something like you. You're always going to stand out from a crowd, Lyric. You might as well make at your advantage.
I guess.
Well, what? What do you want to do then?
Go on adventures. Learn new songs.
Life is a pretty big adventure.
Yeah, but these songs all sound the same. It's not very exciting.
When you're older, if you do all your chores and you help me to take care of the younger ones, I'll take you to where I studied. You can see Candlekeep. Maybe you'll find a song there you haven't heard before.
Maybe.
Would you like that?
Maybe.
Then you better wash
I
up.
might.
You might. Well, help me do the washing for dinner. We're having vegetable soup tonight. We have to get a lot of dirt taken off. And then you better wash your hands because I'm going to know, Lyric, if you have dirt on them.
I think Lyric hides her hands behind her back.
Lyric, come on.
Hmm?
Show me your hands.
They're clean. I washed them earlier.
How much earlier?
Not long. Just earlier.
That's the problem, Lyric. You're always getting your hands dirty by sticking them places that they shouldn't be.
Well, then
Fine.
The hand shouldn't fit there.
No? Only if hands shouldn't fit there? Is that what you said?
I said, then why do my hands fit there?
Well, you're just lucky you don't have anything smaller than a hand. because I can't imagine what trouble you'd get into then. Now go
I'm not
outside.
gonna touch anything that's gonna hurt me. Keep my hands away from the sharp things.
Well, if you're going to have dirty hands, why don't you put them to good use? Go get
Okay.
me some carrots out of the garden.
Okay. And she'll just like hop up and like scurry out as quickly as she can.
Absolutely filthy hands, she's going to say, watching you run. Meanwhile, back in the present day, inside of the training room of Talhundereth, you finish playing your Song of Rest. All right. Has everybody spent all of their HP, or their hit dice, I should say, to regain HP? And you've got your key points back? All right. You finish the playing. And now, what do you do?
Are we good to go further?
I think so. Are we ready for another development?
I'm not so sure about that, but sure, let's.
I did it
develop
anyways.
things.
Long fingies. Are my fingers still, like, long?
They are longer than they should be, but they're barbed at the tip.
That's the one.
Anthea?
Yes.
What? So
I don't
you
know.
had something too?
Yes.
With your hands?
Well, yeah, I figured that out during the fight when I was throwing my flasks. It helped to throw the flasks. It was so useful. Not as useful as a third hand, but useful anyways.
Sindri will look over at Carmilla.
Anyway, so just in case you see it, I'm not hiding.
Well, how about we go through here quickly, and ideally, nothing else changes until, like, and we just get through here without anything else happening.
Okay, but I don't think it's this. I mean, this area might accelerate it. But, like, Lady Alessandra had the eye without even being here.
Maybe we can figure out what's going on. We can stop more of these.
That's true. It might become cumbersome after a while.
Not to distract from all this or the weird tentacle things that I've started to develop, but I just feel that I already have my own anomaly. So do you really think it'll come back? Or do you think it's gone?
Oh, the one you had? Just
the weird tentacle thing.
Oh.
Because I've been trying really hard not to think about it, but it's not like I actually have feet anymore.
What?
Don't you remember? It was pointed out a while back. In that place with the dragon. And Lyric's gonna kick her boots off.
Ooh.
You remember?
No.
I was not there and was unaware of the hoofs. But
pointing at the hoofs.
Wow.
Is that not just a tiefling thing?
I did not have them when I was younger. It was very much a new development.
That makes it
don't know
hard
if
to
this
wear
is-
sandals.
Yeah, I don't wear sandals. I've been wearing these boots and it's been a little uncomfortable.
Oh.
And I've been actively
don't
trying
hide them for
not to
us.
think about it.
I can make you shoes, maybe. I can design you some shoes that might help you. At least you won't get blisters.
I don't really get blisters.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, I suppose not. They're hoods. It'll be less
But
painful,
do you
though,
think
you
these
said.
are the same thing, or do we think this is something different? And if so,
Well-
does that mean others are going to get more things? If
okay. So
Hard to say.
the feet look like yours, right? Like they look like, so they are the same like color of your skin.
they're just not feet anymore.
I don't know, but that tentacle looked like something out of deep dark water. It didn't look. The skin color doesn't match yours. It was.
It sure felt like it did.
Oh no! It matched into your skin, but the color wasn't right.
Also, I suppose hooves might be more like potentially along the lines of like not necessarily tiefling, but something related versus a tentacle.
I don't know. Until recently, I was just your regular, average tiefling.
I'm not familiar with tiefling biology, but hooves would seem more in line with it than a tentacle. I think Sindri's right.
I'd
Or
also say you've never
maybe
been
Alizarin.
average. You've always been extraordinary.
Ah, he's right.
But let's move quickly. I don't want to stick around here. It gives me the grossest feeling.
GBs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and chin up,
That's
chin up.
fair.
We'll figure it out.
And perhaps it is best if we no longer hide strange mutant deformities from one another, so we are better able to keep track of what is happening. Yes?
That's why I
was
showed my
so
fingers.
very much trying not to think about the hooves.
Well, not thinking about
Well,
them
it
is
would
not going to make them go away.
Is what it would seem, yes.
Let's go.
Now, Anthea is already working on helping me with my condition prior to meeting all of you, and will be able to help us with all of this after this is all done too.
Hopefully, yes. I like your confidence in me, Carmilla. That's very nice.
You have earned it over and over again.
Oh, well, thanks. Oh, let's
And
go
I
before
think
you make me
Sindri
blush
is right.
some
We
more.
should move on.
Mm-hmm.
Head towards the door.
Okay, which door are you heading to? The southern door or the door back east?
Southern door, I think.
All right.
The one
sounds
the
good.
tentacle kept trying to open?
No, that was the door to the east.
Oh, okay.
Or pardon
Then
me,
yes,
west.
not that one.
Okay. All right. Let's swap over. Heading down to the southernmost door. It will open easily to your touch. The doors inside of this area appear not to be locked, Sindri, and without an issue, if you try the handle, it will easily tilt and open. Looking down in here, you can see that other than a few broken shields and warped crossbow bolts on battered shelves and hooks, nothing remains in this room. It appears to be shaped kind of in an L shape, veering off to the left and then down again. And as you open the door, can you do me a favor? Can you make me a perception roll?
There it is. There's the one.
Perfect. You can see that around the corner, as you walk into the room, it looks like there's an ancient vault door. It immediately grabs your attention.
Oh, hey. Looks like there's a vault in here. Maybe this is what's causing all this weirdness. We'll walk towards it.
All right, sounds good. Everybody else, what's your marching order?
Wow. Real up there.
Okay.
Oh.
I think Alessandra will
I think
follow
historically...
and stay a little back to give herself room to maneuver if need be.
Sounds good.
And I think Lyric usually tries to go somewhere in the middle-ish.
And can I get a perception roll from everyone who's not Sindri?
Okay.
15.
15. Perfecto.
18.
14.
14?
17.
Oh, I love it when the entire party, aside from one, notices something. As you walk into the room, there is a sudden swirl of dust around the room. as an entire host of strange winged creatures takes to the air, snarling and hissing at you, as 6 dust mephits take to the air. I need an initiative roll.
Oh no.
Huh.
From behind one of the shelves, a tall, almost skeletal creature with white flesh sucked in against hollow bones rises up. And let's check initiative right now. Okay, so I have Ella with a 20. I have Lyric with a 19. I have this thing with an 18. Then I have Mephit 1 with a 17. Mephit 2 with a 16. Then I have Sindri. Then I have Mephit 3, Mephit 4. And then I have Anthea, Mephit 5, Carmilla, and Mephit 6. All right, Alessandra, you are not caught on surprise, and if anybody says or does anything, neither will Sindri be, according to you know what, he botched. She's going to be surprised. All right, what do you do? What do you do, Alessandra?
Well, first things first, since Sindri always seems to really get hurt, which for a change it's not Ella, Shield of Faith.
Perfect.
So add 2 to your AC for the duration. So it's going to be 10 minutes.
Sets me to 20.
So maybe you won't get quite as hurt this time, if I can hold on to it.
All right.
Is it yeah, it's concentration. And then I'm going to attack one of the ones in front of me.
A Shield of Faith, a bonus action?
It is.
Okay, nice. All right, so there are 2 directly to the south of you along the workbenches.
Yeah, I'm going to attack one of them. 4, that is 14 plus 8. So 22.
That's going to hit, absolutely. Roll me damage.
Okay. That is going to be 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Fantastic. And you get a second attack, too, don't you?
I do. So that is going to be a 27 to hit.
That is absolutely a hit. Roll me damage.
And that is going to be a 12 points of damage.
12 damage? All right,
Yep.
How do you do it? This one's flying around, snarling. It looks like it's comprised entirely of sentient dust.
I can't think of anything particularly cool to do for this, so I think just the way she just slices into it, and on the last slice, like the dust just...
All right. You hack at it twice, and it explodes. I need everyone within 10 feet of... so I need Carmilla and Alessandra to both make me a Constitution saving throw as it explodes into a cloud of dust that covers your eyes, mouth, and nose.
Okay. And just a reminder that Carmilla has the additional +3 for being next
Perfect.
to me.
Is this breath related or just
This is breath related.
skin related? I don't breathe.
Ooh, yeah, you don't have to breathe in dust.
Should I roll with advantage on that?
Yeah, roll with advantage.
Sure.
I think you're fine.
That was worse. So that is con is plus. Oh my god, why
Actually,
is this so
you know what? It is
tiny?
actually not breath related, but I said it was, so that will count. So
It's okay. I rolled worse on the advantage
what
roll.
was the original one?
6 plus 6 for con plus 3
You are fine.
for the 15.
15? You are fine. What'd you get, Ella?
Nat 20.
All right, you're absolutely fine. The dust is going to explode right onto your eyes, but you're going to be able to blink it free. And anything else on your turn, Ella?
No, I've used my bonus and my action, so.
All right, Lyric, it's your turn.
It sure is. I think first thing I need to do is actually get into the room.
All right.
That'll probably help a lot.
Let's go. A little. I don't want to tell you how to do it, but it probably will.
15. Okay, I'm in the room. Bardic Inspiration. Let's pass that to... So I just heard probably what sounds like Alessandra swinging at things. I think I could see just through that angle.
And it sounded like stabbing sacks of flour or like shoveling sand.
Yeah, that's real weird. So let's give Bardic Inspiration to... Let's give it to Carmilla. And then I would love to use one of my cantrips. I have Mind Sliver.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So I am aiming for the one... I'm going to say the one next to Anthea.
Okay, the one along the north. Sounds
the
good.
north?
There are two
Yeah,
up by
the
Anthea.
closest
The
one.
first one there. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do you roll Mind Sliver or
So-
do I roll?
So, target must succeed an intelligence saving throw.
Nope, that's a 2.
Okay. Yeah, nope. Or take 1d6
that's a
psychic
1.
damage. And then, I never remember with cantrips if it takes the combined level for the increased at higher
Combined.
levels, or if it's increased. Okay.
It's combined.
So in that case, I am doing 2d6 psychic
Do it.
to this thing. And that's 9 psychic. And it subtracts 1d4 from its next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Nice.
So that's my action on my bonus action, and I have entered the room. So that's my full turn.
Fantastic. Stepping into the room, you can see right off the bat there are 3 of these creatures. The first one you are going to hit with with your Mind Sliver. It is going to reel back in pain. Its voice sounds as it screams like grainy butter, like it sounds like grainy dust bunnies being ground together. This kind of breathy, earthy, gravelly moan. And anything else on your turn, or is that it?
Nope, that's everything I can do.
Sindri, you are going to hear over your shoulder. Die, die, die. As this tall, white creature, a white one might say, hurls itself at you. A long sword drawn. That is going to be... okay. Sindri, it is going to launch itself at you with its long sword drawn, and you reflexively, if you'd like to, can make me an opportunity attack.
I'll take it, because I'm going to be... Oh, I am surprised. Do I still get reactions?
I rolled a nat 1, I'll allow it.
All right. That's a... With my determination, a 16.
16, that is going to hit.
All right. Sindri will just dodge out of the way and slap it across the face with that kind of reflexively. I'm gonna do fire damage on it because I'm like not into it. So I only do 6 points of damage, but not a bad start.
6 points of fire damage though is better than nothing. As you smack into it, it's going to be burned across the face. The sword is going to slam into the wall, punching into part of the old mason work next to your head, and he's going to drag it onto the side, sparks flying in your face, and he's going to reverse and try to chop you with it. Your AC is presently 20.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think I might have hit you still. Just barely, though. That is going to be exactly a 20 to hit.
All right. Hey.
And you are going to be slashed across the chest for 7 points of slashing damage.
You know, has been much worse before. I'm happy it was only 7.
You will die!
Yes, yes.
He'll snarl at you. Dust Mephit's turn. First Dust Mephit is dead. Well, that's easy. Second Dust Mephit is going to go ahead and make an attack, which saving throws are at a penalty. So the Dust Mephit that Anthea just struck is going to take a deep breath and exhale a cone that is going to hit. That's going to hit everyone to the west, which is, well, Squishy should be riding on you, shouldn't he, Anthea?
Yeah, he's tiny, so he's usually on my shoulder, but he usually ends up in his own square, so I thought that's how we were ruling it.
Okay, sure. Then I need Squish, Ella, Carmilla, and Lyric to all make me Constitution saves.
Okay.
Oh, pardon me. I'm wrong. Dex saves.
Okay. Oh, I need his stats up. Oh, shoot.
That's much worse.
Oh no.
But since we're near Alessandra,
You're at a plus
we get
3,
that
and
plus
so
3?
is
Okay.
Squish.
That I rolled well, so it's a dirty 20.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah, actually, dirty 20.
You're fine.
18, it looks like.
You're fine.
So it's at least a 19 because I rolled a 16 and then a plus 3.
Man,
And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have negative dex.
are you guys all wearing goggles? Because this is just
He's
great.
18.
Okay, Dust is going to rip out of this one and is going to completely coat you for a moment, and you're going to all be able to shake it off with no additional penalties. It is going to snarl at you and look very dejected, really. It could be worse. Yep, that's gonna be his turn as he snarls at you and nothing happens. Sindri, you are up.
Am I able to act if I am surprised?
You know, one sec. Let me just double. You botched. You botched your
Yeah, I did.
perception. You botched your perception. So I'm gonna say sorry, Sindri. You are gonna be caught unawares. I apologize. I hate not allowing players to act, but that's kind of that's surprise rounds for you. That said, the Dust Mephit to the south of you is going to come and charge at you and try to make a couple of slashes. And actually, it's going to make one because it only has one claw attack. And it's going to absolutely miss. The one to the south, beyond it, the one to the far south is going to fly directly at you. Would you like to use your reaction to make an opportunity attack?
Hell yeah, I do. See you in hell, guy. That's an 18 to hit. No, a 20 to hit. Dirty 20.
God damn it. Okay, how much damage do you do?
I've rolled 3 1s on my damage. Or no, 2 1s so far. So that's 6 points of damage. So I'm just gonna slap spun around for. This is just gonna be my fist doing regular damage.
Okay.
But it counts as magical because I'm on level 6.
Right.
Backhand swing with.
So it's going to go
hitting into the wall, hopefully.
It's going to swing or to kind of sail into the wall and bounce off as you strike into it. It's going to kind of like ping pong off of the wall and the ceiling before hitting the ground, shaking itself off and snarling at you with its long serrated nose. Anthea, it's your turn.
Okay, I have a thought. I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere.
Oh shit!
And yeah.
What is that?
I'm
How does
gonna
that
cast
look?
It. It's like really sticky fire that she'll throw a really round. Oh, I don't have it with me, but she'll throw a really round flask and
Nice.
smash it on the ground.
Round
'Cause
flask means round fire.
Right? And it's red, obviously, because it's fire. And I will cast it in between the 2 methods, which doesn't really matter, but the 2 methods to the north.
Okay.
And
Sounds
then
good.
I will use my bonus action to ram it into the one that Lyric hit.
Beautiful. Here we go.
and then it needs to make me a dexterity save.
Nope.
So it
I
subtracts
have an
1d4.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
nice.
it totally does. So that was an 11 already, and then that became an 8.
Nice.
All right, so that is not going to be good for it.
That's 2d6 fire damage, which is going to be 8 fire damage plus.
That's you're attacking the one over to over that Lyric had already hit. How do you do it?
Correct. Yeah. I think because it's fire and it's dust, it just kind of, like, there's nothing left. It's just kind of.
So much so that the sudden consumption
Implodes.
of this method is going to kind of like blow your hat almost off your head. This thing goes up like it's made of petrol.
Wow. I think that was the best one I've ever got, eh, Squish?
Looking at this, you're going to automatically, and everybody in the room is going to look at the methods and see that they are probably very vulnerable to fire because they burn real quick.
Amazing.
All right, and is it time for a squish action?
No, because that was my bonus action. I'm sorry. Squish doesn't get a turn this round.
Squish.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Cool?
All right, method number 5 is going to look at the fire and is going to dive over it and attempt to get Anthea.
Okay.
Amy, I'm using the dice you got me for my birthday, and I rolled another nat 1. This is my third one in this combat.
Get him, get him, get him.
Haven't
Anthea,
you used this in other games and had an absurdly good luck?
Anthea, I will allow you to attack or to use your flaming sphere to attack.
Oh my god, can I use my flaming sphere
You
to
can use your
attack?
flaming sphere to attack. I rolled an nat 1.
Yeah!
Do your worst.
Yo! Smash it! So I don't know, it's supposed to be a bonus action to move
I don't
it.
care. With this
okay.
many nat 1s, it's fate. I rolled a 13.
That
which is not enough to save. It is not good enough. Nothing I
Not
do in
good
this combat is good enough.
No!
That's fine. There'll be more. There'll be more down the line.
Oh my goodness. That would be 7 points of fire damage.
He's still up. He still has hit points. Not very many. The ball of flame is going to ram into this one again as it swirls around with this kind of infernal menace, and it's going to slam into the dust method, who's going to let out this horrible screech as it is almost consumed entirely by flame. And with that, I've got one more dust method that is going to attack Ellasandra. Oh, I apologize. I've got Carmilla before that slow-ass method. Carmilla! One of them's rearing up. It's kind of like winding up to go after your potential girlfriend, going, what do you do?
Well, she's got a big axe that looks like fun.
It's true.
She's gonna take a couple steps forward and swing on this thing.
All right.
Am I able to split my attacks? Like, can I make it to attack? If it dies, I can move and use my other one?
Absolutely.
Sick. Okay, I'm just going to attack with this one then.
That sounds good.
Not spectacular.
I
might use my determination.
But
does a 11? Wait, no, 13. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 hits.
Okay, hooray! In that case, I'm also... Oh, what are my... I changed my things. Has anyone been, like, particularly hurt?
Sindri got scratched good and hard, but honestly, about twice as deep as like a house cat would have done it.
Okay. I don't know if anyone's gonna do... Yeah, I'm just not gonna use a... Well, I kind of want to kill this. Actually, no, I'm using this hammer or this axe. I'm just gonna try it on its own. See what it do.
It is a D12 plus your strength or dex. Or pardon me, plus your strength. It's not dex. It's not a dexterous weapon. What am I saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's a dex weapon.
It's a dexterous axe. I'm gonna create a dexterous axe for a game.
There you go. It's real thin. That's
No,
a
it's even
14 damage.
14 damage. You are going to cleave right into this dust mephit, dealing a significant amount of damage to it. It is still floating around, but is, god damn, you've taken the vacuum to this thing.
Okay, and roll another one.
All right, attack it again.
Bam. Okay, so I'm gonna use my new superiority thing because that's a 2, and I don't think a 9 is gonna hit.
Probably not.
And I do have bardic inspiration, but I would like to use my new riposte. Because when oh no, sorry, that's the other way around. When it messes me, I lied. I am gonna use my bardic inspiration.
Use the bardic.
I read that wrong. That is a 7, and 7 is 14.
14. Go ahead and roll me damage for fun, but there's no way you don't kill this thing.
Okay, perfect. That
Your strength is higher than its hit points.
7.
Yeah. How do you do this? What do you do?
I think her first swing sort of cuts through the middle of it and realizes it's not just dust. It's got a little stuff to it. But then the second swing sort of flips around and just the full flat of the axe smushes it down and goes against the workbench.
Now I need you and Ellasandra and Squish and Anthea to all make me a con save, please.
16 for me.
You're fine.
Fair. 25.
All right, you're fine. All right, Anthea and Squish.
I'm sorry, I'm mathing. Squish. Oh, shoot. What does
I believe
he
in
get?
you.
+1 plus. No, Squish isn't going to make it.
Can Squish be blinded?
9. He's not immune to blinding.
Okay.
And then he's got a 9. And then I've got.
Did you add +3 to Squish for being
3.
near?
Yeah.
Ellasandra? Okay.
He rolled a 5.
Okay. So he's going to be blind for 1 minute.
And then I got a 22.
Okay. You are fine. Squish is going to be blind for the next minute. But he can make the saving throw on each of his turns.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So that is going to explode, and as it does, Carmilla, you're going to hear kind of like a tink, 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 as a few copper coins, a just puff of lint, and what else is in a vacuum cleaner? Probably with me, a 4-sided dice is going to fall out of this dead mephit onto the floor. And it is going to be mephit 6.
Lot of hair.
You just killed mephit 6. So that's not going to be that. Top of the initiative, Ellasandra, what do you do?
I'm going to move up and try and attack this white-looking thing.
Okay. It is a white.
Okay.
It's so white it comes from the suburbs.
Attack it for an 18 and a 22.
Those are both hits.
Okay. That is max damage, 26.
26 damage. That is just confirming something real quick. It's a magical weapon, so that's good. 26 is going to hit. Do it.
Okay, I do it.
Okay, 26 damage. Anything else on your turn?
Bonus action tunnel fighter, just in case.
All right, sounds good. You are going to be able to slash into it twice. 2 deep piercing cuts are going to cut into its leather armor and its necrotic flesh. You're going to scent the smell of burial herbs spilling out of its guts as you rip some of the stitching that held its corpse together. And Lyric.
So we're going to move up a little bit, but not too much because these things keep exploding. And I don't like that. So, yeah. I think I have line of sight on the spooky white thing.
You do.
I do.
It's so white it wants to speak to your manager. What do you do?
Oh, terrible. Hate that.
I hate that. It's Karen White.
Ugh. Okay. I would like to... Can't do too... Well, I can do a couple things. How injured does it look?
Very, very, very injured. I would say, probably well below half of its health.
Okay. And the mephits around the other...
There's a swarm of mephits around, 3 of them. One is next to Anthea, which is almost completely burnt to a crisp, and 2 to the south, one of which Sindri just smacked across the face.
Beautiful. I think it's time to cast Sleep.
Ooh, fancy.
At a level... Let's do Sleep at level 3.
Sleep at level 3? That is
yeah.
real funny. All right, roll it.
Okay, so I need to do for using seconds level or higher, roll an additional 2d8 for each stuff. So I'm rolling an additional 4d8 on top of the 5d8. So let me calculate that.
Aha. Okay, cool.
Okay, so 50 hit points worth in
50
sleep.
hit points. Here is something really funny. Now, I will let you know the undead are immune to sleep.
Does Lyric know that? I don't think she does.
It's in the spell's write-up.
Okay.
So
but it will hit the mephits.
It will hit the mephits, and ironically, they are not immune to sleep, even though they are dust mephits and have the ability to cast sleep as a reflexive action. Well, as a once a day.
I love this.
Yeah.
Unless they're immune to being charmed.
It is not immune to being charmed. I just double checked it. It is immune to certain things, but charm is not one of them. So you're gonna put 3 mephits to sleep.
Beautiful. So that's my action.
That is ridiculous. I gotta admit, I wasn't expecting that.
So anything order the hit points, ignore unconscious creatures. I'm just trying to make sure. Does it hit any of my friends?
Not me. I'm immune.
Yeah.
I don't believe. No, it eats too many hit points. So you've eaten.
Beautiful.
You've eaten almost 40 hit points. So nobody is less than 10 hit points right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so someone has to use an action to slap the sleeper awake, or the sleeper takes damage, or the spell ends, which takes a minute. So that's my action, and then I'm going to toss a bardic inspiration to... I'm going to give that one to Sindri.
All right. So Sindri, you have a bardic inspiration, and the white is going to snarl at Ellasandra, who just stabbed it proper, and he is going to attempt to use his life drain ability. He is going to reach out and spend to hurt them more to reroll that 4. Gets okay. I'm going to spend another one to reroll that 9. Come on. A nat 20. All right.
Can I silvery barbs?
God damn it. Yes, you can. I worked so hard for this nat 20. All right. Okay, that's still going to hit, though. That's going to be a 22, which I'm pretty sure hits. I'm pretty sure that still hits Ellasandra. That is going to drop it from a crit, though. And it's going to reach out and grab onto Lady Alessandra's arm, and is going to attempt to also stab her, which we shall see if he can do that. And that would be a 21. Before we resolve that, who is getting the advantage from the silvery barbs?
Give it to Sindri.
Sounds good. All right, Ellasandra, the white is going to lash out at you with a hand. It connects with a nat 20, but is silvery barbed by Lyric into just a regular hit. Your armor class is what right now?
20. It is accurate in roll 20.
Okay, cool. All right, so the 20 is going to hit. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
$21.
Okay, you're going to take 6 points of necrotic damage. And that is it, unfortunately. Nothing else really happens in terms of that because...
Oh! What happens with resistant for that? That turns it to 3, right?
Oh, God damn it. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right. Well, you know what? I still hit you with my longsword, so I get to have some joy out of this. Take 7 points of slashing damage. And that's my white. All right, Sindri. Turning around, you see this thing reach out and touch Alessandra, siphoning a bit of her life energy into him before grabbing his sword and double-handed swinging it across her stomach, scratching nice and deep through her armor. It is your turn, my friend. What do? You have advantage, bardic inspiration, and probably a little bit of like acid reflux.
Get your hands off her, you weirdo. And then it's just gonna flurry of blows. It's like, let's see. All right,
damn it.
Let's use my. We're only in session 23. How does inspiration work again?
How does inspiration work? You roll.
Yeah. Do you roll? Do you have to declare it before you use it? Before you roll?
No, I think you can do it after. But the good thing about it is that so it's a D8, and it doesn't matter if you hit or not, but you can get additional, like, the bardic dice number in thunder damage.
Oh, I meant just like regular inspiration. Like, do I have to declare before I roll? To roll 2 dice on, or advantage. That's what I meant.
Advantage? I think you just had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2. 2 dice. Take the higher.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go with my...
You mean...
All right. So that's a crit on my first attack.
God damn it.
Please tell me you're rolling your bardic too.
Oh yeah, let's go in on that. So that's a D8. So that's an 8 on the bardic. So that's going to be, so from the bardic, 16. And
each creature of your choice you can see within 5 feet of it must succeed a Constitution saving throw, or also take that number in bardic.
16. Well, I'm going to do it to the Mephit that's beside it too, because that's really funny. And then I'm going to do 9 points of magical bludgeoning damage. So that's, 9 plus 5. So 14, all in 30 points if they fail at saving throw on my first hit.
Hold on.
All right.
Mephit. Are you doing it to both Mephits?
If they're unconscious, it was... Oh yeah, I'll definitely hit both the unconscious Mephits with it too.
What's my save DC?
14.
And it's a con save?
Yeah.
You're gonna hit everybody. Roll me damage. Give me damage. So what is that? That's how much? So it's 16.
16 point.
God damn it. Okay, so okay, tell me how you do it. Because
on all of them?
So no, one Mephit survives with 1 hit point.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab that floating musical note and shove it into the white's head, and take that and throw it onto the floor.
God damn it! That's the real. You're one of the B sharps. All right, it's going to explode with the sound of like someone stepping on a piano. And just ka-dong, and it explodes. The shards of that are going to explode into the next Mephit, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw as the dust explodes in your face.
And I get the +3 from Lady Alessandra?
Because she's right there. Yeah.
So that's 19 on the die, so 23. And then...
You're absolutely fine. There are 2 Mephits left, one to the north that is about to meet a fireball, and one to the south that is, like, looking at you with this whole, oh, come on, man, kind of look on its face.
And I'm not fucking with you, I crit again.
Oh, god damn it! Also, who's getting your combat inspiration?
Carmilla, I think, is...
Okay, so there's one, but then you just get a second one from the second crit.
So, Alessandra and Carmilla.
God damn.
So that is 12
How
points
many...
of magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay, make me another Constitution save as it explodes in a cloud of dust. As you drop it to negative 11 hit points.
And that's 13 on my con saving
You're
throw.
fine. There's just, you're going to be coughing a little just because it's very dusty in here. And like, if you have any dander allergies, you might be a little like sore. But otherwise, good. Okay.
Hey, there's one more, right?
There is one. Oh, God, you still have more actions. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm actually... I declared Flurry of Blows, so I'm going to use it. So,
Yep.
2 attacks. It's sleeping, so do I get advantage on that?
Yep.
So that's only a 23.
Okay,
And I'm going
how
to
do you do
fire
it?
damage.
God damn it. How do you do it?
I'm just going to, like, make a cloud of fire and just shove it through the sleeping one and just twist it.
I got nothing else I can do. He had 3 hit points. You were doing a minimum of 2 if you didn't roll, you know, your damage. So, all right. With a claw of fire, the last method is going to sizzle away. And I need another con save from everybody here as it explodes into dust. Of Ellasandra, Anthea, and Sindri.
That's 12 on me for me.
Okay, you're fine.
16.
You're fine.
These new dice are rolling really well for me tonight.
14 on the dice.
You guys are
Con
all fine.
save.
It was
22.
DC. It was DC 10. Like,
I
you
was
guys are
gonna say
fine. All right. As you catch your breath in this very dusty room, you all can see what Sindri was looking at. An ancient vault sitting along the southwestern wall. It has 3 locks, each housed within a carving of a mountain.
Well, is everyone okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
I think so. Oh,
Don't
Squish,
think
you're all dusty.
Scratch on me.
No,
I'm a
don't.
little stabbed, but otherwise all right.
Who's this? Who are you? No touch, fish.
Oh,
no cut.
no. I'll just pour some water on you. You'll be okay.
Yeah. Thirsty.
Yeah, have a drink.
Oh.
Okay. I'm okay now.
Maybe cough one more time.
Squish good.
Okay, good.
Squish turn head. Cough.
All right. Down to the south, there are, like I said, 3 locks with symbols of mountains on them. Well, each lock housed within a carving of a mountain.
While that's being looked at, Alisandra's going to kind of pat herself and like healing hands herself.
Sounds good. Can I get a perception? Give me an investigation roll. Anybody who's taking a look at the lock.
Yep. Oh, there's my 1.
Can I help?
Yes.
I will help.
19. I'm usually dog water at.
25.
There we go. That's it.
All right. And Carmilla, what'd you say?
I was helping Lyric.
All right. So
Roll with advantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's better. That's a dirty 20.
All right. So normally declare help before the dice hits the table, I will say. But
I did. I was shouting it as she was rolling.
okay, fine. That's why. All right, fine. I'll allow it. I'll allow it because this is a really dumb roll. Particularly a dumb roll. As you're looking at this, this door is covered in dust. So much so that it looks like the dust methods were trying to break into this vault. They seem to be like fixated on this thing from the amount of dust on here. The dust is so thick that it's even clogging the locks, of which you see one has actually been rotated to unlocked. You think you'll probably have to get all 3 of them, but the locks themselves, the remaining 2, are clogged with dust.
It's so dusty. Hmm.
Do we want
Close
to?
your eyes and blow.
Oh. I guess so.
Do we want to see if the keys are elsewhere in the building before we fart around with this? I'm not really good with locks.
I
Or do you
think
want to try now?
I think we should just see what we can see after the dust is gone. And
Okay.
Anthea's going to try to swish the dust away.
Sure. If you take a minute to do it, you can clean it out. Rub squish into the hole, like kind of one of those like keyboard cleaners.
Yeah.
Squish good cleaner.
Very
I have
good.
a thought. I'm not sure if it will work.
What's your thought?
My thought is, and I will just go take a look at what the thing I'm looking at is. So, hypothetically, we could make a mold of it using Performance of Creation. And just create a key.
I like it.
Hmm.
I haven't used it yet. Create non-magical item of your choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you. Must appear on a surface or in a liquid that can support it. The gold value of the item can't be more than 20 times your bard level, which for me is like...
1400.
6 levels of bard. So 1200
6
gold.
Mm-hmm. The only thing about this
420 gold,
is
rather.
that that's not really the way, like, I don't think it
They're
allows you to
smaller.
just to create, like, if you were looking for, like, a cipher, you couldn't say, create the cipher that works with this, right? You'd
No,
have to be
that's why I
something
said
that
make a mold. So if
But
we
what do
make
you
a
make-
mold...
but you don't have the key.
You're just filling the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the key?
So
Oh.
that's not really the way that a lock works.
Right, because the pins and stuff.
You could create
Or
an
a
artificial
generic
key.
bump key.
You could create it. Do you have any thieves' tools on you?
I think I do. Wait, let me see.
Yeah, you've picked locks before, I'm pretty sure.
And not just with Hugh.
I do have thieves' tools, actually. And not just with you, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very clever. That's a very good idea, but I don't think that it works in this, like, in this terminal, like this style, right?
Because if we're shoving squish into the hole to get the
She's just
dust
getting
out,
the dust.
I
we have
I
all this
think
dust that can make a mold.
I don't think the dust is coming out as one discrete unit
Okay.
shaped like a key.
Okay.
This is PC fuckery. This is absolutely player character fuckery.
So good, though.
Okay.
It's fun.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't think that is the way that it works. But I
You don't have
appreciate
grease.
I appreciate your gumption.
I mean, Lyric's like happily to try. Like that's Lyric going like, maybe this will work, and then if it don't work, be like, so much for that.
It was a good thought.
Just a cool ass skeleton key that just doesn't quite go.
Yeah. Yeah. Opens a chastity belt in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, gosh.
No idea whose. Raphael's. Anyway.
So is Anthea, you're gonna try
I
to
could
pick
try
it?
to pick the lock using my handy dandy thieves' tools. Is this a sleight of hand roll? Thieves' tools roll, right?
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, nope. That's a 9 or a 6. Oh, 9. 12.
12. All right, you're going to poke at it. That sure is a lock. Tick it, tick it, tick it, tick it, tick.
Yeah. And I don't think it's coming. Maybe we should just go find the key. I think you're right.
No, I believe you can do it. Do you want to try it again?
It seems particularly difficult, but I can give it another go.
Supportive pat on shoulder.
Take a minute. We'll take a minute. Oh, that was better. That's an 18.
All right. Lock number 2 is going to click open.
Oh!
See? I know you could do it.
Yay! It was all thanks to your help.
I don't know about that.
Now you just need to do one more time.
Okay, let's try it again. I'm feeling it.
Let's come through it.
I was feeling it. Too hard. 11.
11. Click, 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 click. But you're almost there.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I have a thought. If I just twist it like this, if I use my flash of genius,
And your
to
determination?
give a +4, it would be 15.
And then
And my
would
determination
be an 18.
would make it an 18.
Okay, and then you turn to the side and click. With a click, the old vault is going to slowly open.
Wow.
And inside, you are going to see a room filled with glittering heaps of coins, statuettes, and weapons covered in a thin layer of dust.
I knew you could do it.
Thank you.
Looking into this room, you're going to find the following things. You are going to find, this is definitely going to be time to pull out the loot chart, 510 platinum pieces.
Oh, shit.
1,250 gold pieces.
Oh my gosh.
12 small gems of various kinds. A platinum holy symbol of Dumathoin. 3 golden statuettes of dwarf warriors. A potion. And a pair of spectacles. With what looks like small, like almost like jeweler's lenses on top of them.
Whoa. Anthea's gonna go run over and touch them.
They look
this?
really cool.
They look real cool. They're probably not my prescription, but I'm gonna... And she's gonna try them.
You're gonna try them on? Fantastic. Yeah. So looking at them, their lenses are covered with like little sigils. They're made of like blue crystal. And yeah, you actually do not need to attune to these. While wearing them, you can see much better out to a range of 1 foot. You have advantage on investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying objects within that 1 foot range.
Wow! This will make tinkering so much easier. Can I use them?
Yeah. We
Thank
wouldn't have gotten
you.
in here without you.
Thank you. Look. And she's gonna look ridiculous and have her goggles, the glasses, and her actual glasses on her face. I feel prepared now.
I am partial to maximalized accessorizing.
Maximalist.
Well, I'm glad we brought the
Maximalism.
horses. We're going to need them.
Most of the weapons and other debris inside of this room is long since rusted, but those coins are going to spend just fine. However, as you're looking through this room, down to the south, you are going to see that there is a crack in the wall. Most of the area beyond is sealed away by a collapse. This narrow passage is formed from earth and stone. But on the other side, you can see a stone bed draped with furs. Anthea, you could make it through here pretty easily. But the rest of you would have to either shrink down or would have to clear the rubble away.
Do you want me to go check it out? I'll go check it out.
Okay. I'll start clearing some stuff away in case we need to get in.
Okay.
I will as well.
Okay. What do you think, Lyric?
She's just gonna bodily
Lyric's
jump
gonna
in there.
cast Enlarge Reduce and reduce herself. And follow.
All right. That's all right. So casting Enlarge Reduce. You are going to step in to this tiny room. On the other side, you're going to see that there is a door leading to the north.
Oh.
This room looks recently used. The furs are in good condition. As if someone had slept on them very recently.
Oh. I might need everybody over here, I think, Lyric, eh?
Possibly.
Well, Sindri,
Look, how
how's
about
that rebel going?
You go.
Sindri, how's the rebel coming?
It's Sindri's like trying to haul rocks, but he's actually quite physically weak. So he's helping
Carmilla is yeah.
How about you go around and find another way in, or help them move stuff, and I'm going to just take a look outside.
What? Why would you go without me?
I won't go far. I just wanted to take a look and see if there's anyone right outside the door, for example.
Okay, but what makes you more qualified than me?
Lyric turns herself invisible.
Okay, that makes you more qualified than me.
Now doesn't that resize you?
It will, but Lyric's in the main room now, so she shouldn't be like...
All right, sounds good. So Lyric, you are going to grow back to your original size. And looking back the other room, like, you can clear this rubble away, but even working together, it's going to take probably about 2 hours to clear it all away enough that you can squeeze through. What do you want to do?
Perhaps there is access from the other door that we didn't go through.
That's true.
If Lyric looks in where she's looking and doesn't see anything immediately treacherous, or most importantly, maybe if she does see something very treacherous, perhaps she should then come back and we will go around the other way.
Got it. That's a very smart plan, Carmilla.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm on board.
Lyric, do you open the door?
Once Anthea is not directly in the line of sight of the door, she will start cracking it open carefully.
She ticks back.
All right. The walls of this room are carved with images of dwarven miners kneeling in pious reflection. 3 statues of humans kneel in the room's corners. An altar along the room's east wall is studded with sockets, as though for gemstones. You look through a door to the south, and studying the sockets along the wall carefully is a woman with cerulean skin and red, writhing snakes for hair. A short, rock-like creature next to her takes notes with a stone stylus on a stone pad. What do you do?
So Lyric had only just like cracked it open and like peered out, and as soon as she saw the person, the one with snake hair, just like kind of like pulled it back closed again.
Okay.
And then is gonna creep back over to the where everyone's shifting the rubble. I don't know that she knows exactly what it is, but she probably has heard stories of people with snake hair and petrification.
Make me an Arcana roll.
Sure. Because that seems like, even if she doesn't know that's what it is, there's probably an association. So that's a 15.
A 15?
Mhm.
Sounds good. One moment, please. Okay. That's really funny. 15? Yes, you would have been able to hear about Medusae or Gorgons. Medusae are what you would call them in the Forgotten Realms.
So she's just kind of gonna like lean over near the crack and is just gonna start like mumbling like, "Hey, so here's the thing. There's a lady with snake hair for hair. You know, those ones that turn people to stone."
Whoa! That's less cool than just having snakes for hair. That could be useful. Actually, that sounds useful, but not for us.
No.
That's incredibly terrifying.
I don't know exactly how that works, but she had a rock friend too.
Did she turn him to stone, maybe?
I don't know.
Oh,
He was mobile though, I think.
intriguing.
I was taking notes. They were examining some things. But anyway, I could go back, or, well, maybe you should come around.
That's probably dangerous. For you to come back, to go back. You can... Oh, I see what you're saying.
But, I did see what looked like a passage coming from the west, I think, of the room. So it's probably like go back around and find another entrance down. Oh, you can't see my finger. Okay.
No, I agree. I think we best go around. Can you get out?
Potentially. This should last for about an hour. The whole invisible thing.
We can
Well,
be
then-
So I
quick.
could just sit tight and hope you get back here in an hour.
Let's move
Or I
quick
could try
then.
and sneak past.
Let's.
Sounds dangerous.
I mean, they seem pretty preoccupied, so maybe I could get past. I'll give it a try. And if I start screaming, you know I didn't succeed. Okay?
Can you wait till we get closer to you? What if there's something else on the other side of them?
And then we'll run faster.
Let's go.
Okay.
I don't know if I would be of much use here, but I can also be unseen. So, should I stay with Lyric? I know I'm on this far side, but perhaps I can work on the stones.
Well, I think if she's safe for an hour, then we can try.
We should
We can meet her on the other end.
get around.
All right,
Working on the stones might be noisy enough to draw attention.
fair. Then yes, we will go.
All right.
Hang tight, Lyric.
That's what I do.
As your friends race off, leaving you in the darkness, you can just hear the sound of some muttering and a little humming under the breath of the Medusae, investigating the fixture on the wall. But I think that's where we're going to take a quick break. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a second. that was quick. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. I wasn't expecting a howl. Chris, don't do that. You're gonna start a howl.
Oh shoot! Sorry.
Oh.
Hello. Oh. Hello, all puppies.
God. Hello, pound puppies.
Chris.
Welcome. Hello, welcome back. This is the part of the program where we're gonna briefly talk to the chat, because then we got to go back in and play with some snake women. I hope you're all doing well tonight. What cool announcements do I have? So we got a bunch of stuff happening this week. Way too many things happening this week, because I'm hitting the ground running. World Building Wednesday is back on Wednesday. Surprise. Tomorrow night is the Shards of Nirn, where we find out what Mars had to do to buy some time to the tattoo artist. It probably involves sex. Then after that, we have the return of Vampire the Masquerade, the Transylvania Chronicles on Wednesday, followed by Changeling the Lost on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's happening. I think that's this week. Double check the schedule at your local listing. And then on Friday, we have the Session 0 for Vecna, Eve of Ruin, along with a special release. And then on Saturday, there's no rest for the wicked. We have an episode of Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age again, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have on Sunday, I believe it's Planescape, isn't it? I think it's Planescape. Yeah, because then Arcos is coming back like in a month, because it comes back after OPPCon. Also with in June over Father's Day weekend. I think so.
I said Sunday, May 26th, so I don't know if that's true or not.
I guess it is. And then I guess we're just gonna have to take some time off because of OPPCon. We will figure it out. I will talk to the people in Arcos and we'll figure it out, even if we have to secretly run the game and like pre-record it or something, because I'm tired of waiting for this game. That's a lot of RPGs. We run so many RPGs, folks. We're gonna run slightly less once I finish some of these off, because Strixhaven's almost done. If you're not on the Patreon to watch Strixhaven, what are you doing with your life? Get over there, get your degree. There's a lot of D's in that game, but they get degrees, so go get the D. I don't know. If you watch the game, you'd know how perfectly suitable that is. And then Descent into Avernus is coming very soon. I have got part of my costume and need to just make some alterations to it. But it should be pretty cool. And then what else is coming? My module for Bookwyrm Games is almost complete. And then I have to start a new one that involves a kleptomaniac parrot. I said kleptomaniac, not the other thing, Amy. Don't give me that look.
No, I'm just confused about where the parrot came in.
It's in the next module. It's in the next module I'm running for Bookwyrm. Or writing for Bookwyrm, that is. Because it's a pirate-themed world.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could be like a dove or something, but it's going to be a parrot.
Okay. See, that's the context I was missing, was that...
Well, I was thinking it could be a monkey, but I figured that monkeys have a climb speed, so it's easier to catch them than a parrot at level 1. So, no. Yeah, so many things coming your way very soon. Besides that, we are looking at some other cons to go to, but I'll tell you more about that when it's finally established. And yeah, it's a busy freaking week now that we're back from Calgary. It is, yeah, you need to raid more often, Rachel. What are you doing? Thank you, Rachel Schumacher, for the raid. And thank you, who else raided? We got a raid from Rolling Thundaga. Oh, nice. I love that. I love the Final Fantasy references. And then we're also working on some more homebrew stuff. There are 2 homebrew settings that are coming very soon. And we finally have to figure out when Dork Tales Expo is going to be, because that's already like 2 months late because Extra Life had to push us back. And I'm very excited to be running Friendships of Rosetta. I think that's going to be the dumbest game in a setting that was built by an audience of like 70 people. It's really fun. And if you're already not on our Discord, folks, join the Discord. You can hear all about these games. You can get access to early stuff. And if you're feeling particularly charitable, join the Patreon. It's a great deal. It is too good of a deal. And yes, scurvy is serious. Should we explain what Friendships of Rosetta is? Like the 30-second description. Basically, we had
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we run an online convention where we teach you role-playing tips. But we were at Calgary Odafest, and we ran a panel that I like to run called World Building 101, where the audience puts together a world. We do popcorn style. And I swear to God, I should never do this at anime conventions, because the first guy I pointed to said, One Piece! And I died.
We've only ever done it at anime conventions.
I know, but
for
usually...
like 8 years or
I know,
more.
but they started with One Piece and I died a little. So now it's a pirate world, but it's a pirate world based on the last Saskatchewan pirate, where everybody is like, they're land pirates and everybody lives on giant sea creatures in these Great Lakes, but the land is covered by like giant...
the grain desert.
It's deserts of grain that fire out of these grain silos that are actually wizards' towers that were meant to like solve world hunger, but instead created a plague that turns people into ratkin.
Oh my god.
And like,
and I love the part where they're saying, yeah, and what if when people die or fall overboard and die in these grain deserts, it creates a new grain silo, and you're just like, that's terrifying.
That's terrifying. I did have to quantify that, like it can't be every time somebody dies and falls off. You gotta, it's gotta be like, you gotta have a bunch
of them together.
You gotta need a lot of corpses to build that. Otherwise,
yeah, that's
it's
the
just
grain yard.
That's the... Yeah. Once you hear that enough, it's really ingrained. But anyway, and then they were like,
really
they were a
grows on
giant
you.
candidate. It grows on you, yeah.
Okay, but like everything else, I kind of take this kind of conversation with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it's amazing. We went through all of this. This is why, Caitlan, you need to come to the next
We
con
really
with us.
should move on.
Yeah.
We really should. Was that a pun?
Wheat really should move on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, well, everybody eat your Wheaties, and
yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
remember there's a part about the ships cannibalizing each other. That was great.
Actually, a guy came up to me after the panel and gave me a really cool idea for the player ship, where it's not a hereditary ship. It is a pre-fall ship that is made of metal, so it can't actually be cannibalized. But it had some cool ideas to it. Had some cool ideas. But hey, you know what they say, folks? You reap what you sow. And on that note, I think it is time. I know it's awful. I think it's time for us to head back into game. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to run that panel. We might run it at like, I don't know, like PAX or something if they'll have us. And if they won't have us, to hell with them. All right. There was a lot of stuff about scurvy. But folks, we're going to head back into game right now. I love you very much. Blah, blah, blah. Join the Patreon. I would love you harder if you joined the Patreon. And I'll love you the same if you don't. I'm pretty easy. I have a piece of coconut stuck in my teeth. This is the worst. One sec. And actually, Caitlan, you just posted in the chat that if a ship cannibalizes the other ship enough as the same ship, there were Ship of Theseus things that we talked about.
Perfect. Good.
Where it was the
I'm
idea
glad.
that the player ship, they found a baby ship that was actually the last remnants of a legendary ship that had been cannibalized.
Whoa.
And it was,
Nice.
is this ship actually still the legendary ship, and the power of the other ship had been absorbed by all the others? Or not. It was very deep. It was very deep. A lot of cannibalism in this one. But that's what happens. A lot of people like cannibalism. I don't, it's not my thing, but hey, you know what? I'm not going to here to yuck yums. I'm here to run Phandelver and below the Shattered Obelisk. Let's head back into it right about...
I will absolutely yuck yums of cannibalism.
With capitalism?
100%. Well, that too.
That too.
If your yum is capitalism, go fuck yourself. If your yum is cannibalism, also go fuck yourself.
Nope, you have to pick one.
Please welcome to the stage, Yuck Yummings.
God, I know. I don't like it either. All right, so folks, we're gonna head back into Phandelver and below. With one last thing, I have to show you one last thing, and that is this keychain I picked up of my girl Bazel, and she's so grumpy on the back, and I love it.
I love two-sided keychains.
right? That's pretty much all I got. But anyway, love you very much. Let's head back into game. Hello and welcome back to Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, here on Dork Tales. Lyric, as you wait for your friends to rush around, you can hear the sound of the Medusa on the other side, muttering to their companion. Well, I'm not exactly sure what type of gems would go in here. What do you think? You're a rock person. It says in Terran. I disagree. I don't think rubies. Rubies aren't indigenous to this region, or at least endemic. Perhaps garnets, if we're looking for red. Sapphires, perhaps. Citrines? I would expect a god like this one to have better taste than a mere citrine. Well, let's continue our work, Cameron. Says with a voice that sounds like a small landslide. Lyric, what are you doing on the other side of the wall? Just waiting? Trying to listen in?
I think she's listening, but also she definitely said, oh, I could probably, they're distracted, I could probably get past. So she's gonna try and start stealthing past while invisible to get out to the other door.
Okay, can you make me a stealth roll?
I can absolutely try.
Now, what I'd like you to do is, normally, you would roll with advantage. However, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to pick dice 1 or dice 2.
Dice 1?
Okay, so please roll your die. The first one will be treated as a separate stealth roll, basically. You only have advantage over one of these people.
Okay. I rolled a nat 20.
God damn it.
I'm not kidding.
God damn it. This is not my day. Okay. This is definitely your guys' days. So, opening the door, you are going to slowly creep in. As you do, you can see this Medusa take a step toward you, turn and look directly at you. Cameron, you have to close the door. Yes, you said you closed the door, but obviously you didn't. She walks directly past you and shuts the door behind you. This entire place is coming down. We can't stay here forever. Oh, well. Now what? These stones have to do something. She wanders back up after shutting the door and continues poking at the stones on the dais. Well, the impressions where stones should be. The rock man moves next to her and continues making notes. Yes, exactly.
Oh, but the temptation to check what they're looking at is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just take a stab, just to kind of peer.
All right, so go ahead and make me an investigation roll.
Well, that's a 5. Okay, what do I get with that? That's a... I add things to that. That's an 11.
An 11. Looking at this, you are not sure exactly what the purpose of this is. This collection of sockets.
Are the notes in Terran?
The notes are in Terran.
Damn it, I didn't know it had a written format.
apparently.
Yeah.
It's very blocky.
It's just seismographs.
Oh yeah, just that's canon now. So as you are looking at that, you can't help but notice that all of the statues in the room, they're all really artistic. Like, don't get me wrong, you are not under any assumption that they are not petrified people, but you got to admit, she did it with style.
Oh. Huh. Maybe it's time to get out of here.
All right,
Let's
and
just
as you are headed toward the
Sneak
door,
to the door.
all right, we cut back to your friends who are racing toward you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, racing through the door with the suit of armor, you can make it back to the main hallway. As you do, you find yourselves surrounded by those elaborate carvings. Down at the base of the collapsed rubble, as you make your way down toward the final door that, by your logic, should lead into the room that Lyric is adjacent to. You rush down, and as you do, a pair of boulders at the bottom of the stairwell will suddenly lurch to life as you approach, and one of them will go, "Oi! What are you doing here?"
What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever asked me that before. I'm Fremine. And this is
Fremine?
Frowode. Hello.
Frowode. You know, lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you. Sindri will walk down and extend his hand.
Alright. Look,
Make me a persuasion roll. With disadvantage, please, because they're on guard duty.
So I rolled a 19 and a 17.
God damn. Okay.
So with my modifier, that is 18.
All right. So stepping forward, you offer a handout, and Fremine will take a step forward and go,
yeah, alright. You seem to be a nice bloke.
Yeah, I try to be. We're just from a nearby town. We're investigating. There's been some local disturbances.
A disturbance? Look, we don't know nothing about that. We're just here protecting our mistress.
Oh, who's your mistress?
A Horner.
A Horner?
The Horner.
Could you introduce us?
You probably shouldn't, the other one says. She's quite busy. Oh yeah, she's pretty busy. She's an art collector, so she's in the middle of doing some work on the art inside the next room.
Oh, you know, we're not art collectors ourselves, but we might have some pieces she might be interested in.
Really?
all right, make me a deception roll. Flat. Unless anybody wants to pull... Oh, God damn it. Okay, make it with advantage.
Small tapestries.
Can I roll a quick history check on the tapestry to see if I can, like...
Yeah, let's do
something? How long does in-battle inspiration last? Just the battle?
Just the battle.
Okay. What am I doing? A history.
History.
That's not a terrible roll, actually. That's going to be a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Which tapestry is this? Do you remember where you got it?
This is from inside. What was the place with the hot springs?
Inside of
Zorzula's Rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Zorzula's. All right, make me a deception roll with advantage because as you are looking at it, Carmilla, you're going to be able to kind of notice that this is, at least 200 years old, 300 years old, and is a great tapestry of dwarven heroics, which is very fitting to this type of art collector if she's inside of here.
That's an 18.
Okay.
Thank you for advantage, because the other one's a 3.
Yes, you see, this is an ancient piece that fits very closely with all of the dwarven relics that are in here. It is approximately 2 centuries old and is depicting dwarven heroics and is applicable to perhaps your mistress's interests.
Oh, I see. Them dwarves is crafty types. They do lots of art and crafts and macrame. All right.
Dwarven macrame is a fine craft.
Yeah. Just one moment, please.
And the rock man is going to waddle over to the door, its steps grinding as it moves. It's about as tall as, it's about 5'5", 5'6", but stocky. It's like a 3/4 size refrigerator, kind of waddling on these tiny legs as it moves, every step grinding as it leaves little trails of dust behind itself. You imagine that it probably has horrible inner thigh chafe. And it's going to open the stone door. Lyric, as you are backing away, another rockman is going to open a door directly in front of you and is now blocking your escape.
Excuse me, mistress.
Yes, what is it? You?
You've got some visitors out here who want to talk to you about art.
Really? About art? Show them in, then.
The mistress says you can head inside now.
Out of character, I'm so stupid. This is such a bad plan.
Lyric's invisible and her face is like, what the fuck? What?
Sindri will...
Anthea,
Yes.
do your goggles have to be attuned?
No.
I'm just wondering if I should steal your goggles and if that will help possible gaze attacks.
What?
And if you stay outside for a minute. I don't know if it would. I don't know if that would help at all.
My goggles?
What do you think? Yeah.
No, they're night
They're just
vision
dark
goggles.
vision goggles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're dark vision goggles.
I just don't know if they're dark glass. There, it's all good.
Oh
Stupid.
gosh.
Anyway, all good. I will.
You could certainly
I'll walk
try.
in. I'll walk in with Sindri. It's all good.
All right, so Sindri, you'll walk into the room, seeing a striking woman with a strong jawline and red snakes for hair. That they're only on the top, she has basically a side buzz, but there's no traces of snakes on the side, so you're not sure how that works.
You know what that is? Not my problem.
That's not
you know
your
what?
problem.
Good evening. It's lovely to meet you.
Yes, it is.
I'm Sindri. We're looking to invest. Sorry. We have a collection of art with us. But more importantly, we're actually investigating a series of disturbances in this area that's causing goblins to grow gems out of their heads and other strange incidents like that.
That does sound quite strange.
And he will offer the tapestry forward.
Oh.
We found this in our investigation.
Quite lovely. Cameron, do you mind?
Yeah.
And the other rock man is going to lean forward and try to take it from you as you hold it out.
Yep. Here you are.
So you're here investigating.
That's correct.
What do you think of it? Quite a lovely place, isn't it?
It's very lovely.
It used to be so much greater, but now it's constantly overrun by bandits and explorers.
Have you been here a long time?
No, just a few days. I like studying it. I love the sculptuary. I love the intricate stonework. Dwarves know what they're doing. I mean, look at the sanctity of the dwarven spirits here. She gestures to the statues of humans kneeling in prostration.
They're obviously made by her, right?
No, not obviously. They're just statues.
Okay.
You can make an insight roll.
Yeah, that's something I'll... Insight is 22.
22? Oh yeah, there's a real good chance. If only because you recognize, like, one of them is wearing a stolen Waterhavian signet ring. Or Waterdeepian, I guess I should say. Waterdeepian signet ring from a long dead house.
The statuary is exquisite.
And who might you be? Your skin is already as pale as these statues, my lovely.
Carmilla Alizarin. Pleasure.
Yes. Alizarin? I do believe I've met an Alizarin in my day.
There are few of us, but plenty enough to have met in passing.
Trying to remember his name. It's, Ulrich? Something like that. Does the name...
Christa can't remember her parents' names. Well, she can remember her parents' names. She can't remember Carmilla's parents' names.
It's customary in this room to, as you can see, to offer this type of supplication to the dwarven spirits here. Would you mind?
Of course. She'll walk forward and sort of try to keep an eye around.
There's already quite a flow to this room.
Well, no, of course. Just kneel.
I don't think we need to do that.
You said you have art on you.
We know where more is.
I'll take my chances. Make me a con save.
Yeah.
And I wanted to cast blindness, deafness if it looked like she was about to do something.
Oh, yeah, that's fail. I'm done. Deuces.
Perfect. All right, let's roll initiative.
Okay.
Yikes.
All right.
Damn, it's within 10 feet of Ella, isn't it? For the +3.
Oh, I rolled a 3. I wasn't saving anything with that.
All right. That's gonna be, oh god, okay. That's a 2 for her on her initiative, so that's great. And then I have 3 of these boys. I have a 16, a 4, and an 11. 16, 4, 11, and 2. Let's check their bonuses. All right, so Sindri. Oh shit. What is your total save? Total save of 4. Okay. I'm going to use my rules for this because they're better. All right, Sindri. She looks at you, and you are going to feel the corners of your eyes begin to stiffen as gray flesh begins to slowly spread out from the orifices of your mouth.
Great.
You are still going to be able to act, but are going to have some difficulties as you begin to petrify. And let's go ahead and take initiative right now. Taking initiative, I see that I have Lyric with a 23, then I have Sindri with a 22, then I have Hana only has a 4, so that's nice and easy for y'all. And did you know the Earth guys actually have a +2 to their dex? That's pretty ridiculous. Okay, so Cameron is going to go first. That's actually his name in the book. I think that's hilarious. Then it's going to be our boy Fremine. Then it is going to be actually, pardon me, it's going to be Ella, then Fremine. Then it is going to be Anthea. Then it is going to be... then it's going to be Carmilla. Then Frowode. And finally, Hana herself. All right, top of the initiative, Lyric. What are we doing?
We're gonna cast Blindness Deafness on the Medusa.
All right, Blindness Deafness sounds great. What is my saving throw?
Spell save is 15.
That is gonna be a... what kind of save is it?
Constitution.
22.
Yeah, I sort of figured it wasn't gonna work, but
Okay.
it was worth a shot.
It is.
So that uses that spell slot.
I mean, you could always try to silvery barb me.
Can I do that while I'm casting?
It's a reaction.
Oh, then yeah, I will totally silvery barb that.
It might not work, but...
It might not work, but it might be worth it.
Here we go.
Either way, the invisibility's popping.
Okay, that is only going to be a 9.
So that will I succeed then, you fail. So then you are blinded for 1 minute.
Okay.
This is not concentration, you are just blinded for 1 minute. But you can take a con save at the end of each of your, or at the end of each of its turns, it can take a con save to try and break free from the blindness. And then my bonus action is to give Sindri Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Sindri, you're going to get Bardic Inspiration. Who is getting the bonus advantage from Silvery Barbs?
Silvery Barbs.
I'm gonna give that to... who can I... it has to be someone I can see, right? It's going to Carmilla.
All right, Carmilla, you're going to have advantage when it is your turn. All right, Sindri, you are restrained as stiffness begins to creep up your joint. That means that you'll have disadvantage on your attack rolls and cannot move. But you can still act.
Fortunately, if I'm attacking against a blinded target, that count goes out to standard.
Yep, it absolutely does. Go ahead and make me an attack, or do what you like. It's your turn.
All right, first attack, flat is fail. Next one is a 22 to hit.
Hit.
So I'm also going to declare stunning strike.
Okay.
That's going to be 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. She will be stunned, by the way, because I only got a 10.
So stunned means advantage again. So incapacitated, can't move, can't speak, fails strength and dex saving throws. All right, and then I'm going to use flurry of blows because I don't think I have long for this world. So double 2s. So the rock is getting to me.
Okay, you're getting hard. Go ahead and what were your total attack rolls?
8 and 8. And 11.
And
also, you don't have to get hard if you stay hard.
That's true. Are those your grand totals?
Yeah.
Okay, you do have a Bardic Inspiration, don't forget.
And that's a +8?
It's
or
a
D8,
+D8.
sorry, obviously.
It is a D8.
Yeah. So I'll try and make one of those attacks with a Bardic Inspiration.
I give it to the high one probably.
Yeah, so that's comes to 15.
That's a hit.
All right, cool. Then that's 11 points of damage.
All right.
Remember the thunder damage from the Bardic.
Yeah, and that's
another 4 then?
7 because I added 7 to my attack roll.
All right. Lashing out. What type of damage are you doing to her?
So I will be doing just bludgeoning damage, just wailing at her as my fists start to turn to stone, and then just again grabbing the note and slamming it into her.
All right, sounds good. There's an explosion of thunder damage as it rockets out from her, and you slam. She is going to reel back, or at least she would, but she is stunned, unfortunately, and is unable to act. It does not reach to Cameron, unfortunately, because it's only 5 feet. Anything else on your turn?
That's all I can do. That's enough.
All right. Boy, I'm gonna do it. All right, it is Cameron's turn. Cameron is going to go toward its master and is going to reach its hands out. The ground is going to tremble, and 2 boulders are going to rise out of the ground, looking just like him. And that is his turn, as he summons 2 more allies to him. Oh boy, these guys are fun. All right, now it is Ella's turn.
All right. Well, this is obviously turned into a fight, which is not a good time.
Not a good time.
So I think she's going to move right up and try and attack this guy by the door.
All right, go ahead.
That is a 16.
16 is a hit.
Okay, and I guess I might as well roll the other one as well. That is going to be a 21.
Okay, that's a hit.
$21 points of damage.
21 points of damage. All right, you are going to slash into it with your sword. The magic of your sword is going to slice into the Rockman's frame.
And actually, because I was successful on one of those, I'm going to do Divine Smite on 1 because I have enough spell slots right now.
All right, do it. Roll me damage.
Okay, I think that's 2d8.
It's 2d8 for a basic, yeah.
Cool, so that is 10 points of radiant.
All right, and 10 points of radiant damage are going to smash into this creature. It is pretty badly hurt. Anything else on your turn?
Bonus action, Tunnel Fighter Stance.
Sounds great. All right, so it is Fremine's turn. Fremine is going to make a bit of a roar and is going to do the same thing that its friend did, and 2 more boulders are going to erupt out of the ground. And I just have to double check something. Magically animates up to 2 boulders it can see within 60 feet of it. You know what? Oh yeah, so those would be at the base of the hallway. Has the same stats. Okay. So that will be... Those will be down at the bottom of the stairwell then. Because... You know what? I guess that means that... Yeah, I'm going to say that there was rubble inside this room. He's Cameron's special. Okay, so they are going to do that, and then that is going to be 3 and 4. They will act at the bottom of the initiative. That is that one's turn. Anthea, you're up!
Okie doke, well, this worked last time, so let's try it again. I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere. So it's a good thing that the sphere is still here. Ba-ba-da! Right there.
All right. You're rushing it down into the ones at the bottom of the stairs?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I have to make a dex save, right?
It is a dex. Well, I was actually going to rush it, at the one that was fighting Lady Alessandra.
All right, you absolutely can.
Yeah. Can I make it kind of like on the statue, though?
Sure, I don't see why not. It's a flaming sphere. It doesn't really have any mass.
Cool.
So yeah, I rolled a 9.
Nice. Okay.
Oh god damn it.
That's 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage, which means that I have to roll. Okay. 9 points of fire damage are going to. Do you add your artificer, your alchemist bonus to that?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, I should have done that last time. I can do alchemical savant one time with each spell. So let's do that.
Okay, so that'll be
adds
13
4
total?
Yeah, so 13 total.
Okay, so you did 13. Okay. Then he is going to maintain concentration.
Okay.
Not by much. All right. Your fire slams into him, and strangely, it manages to burn the stone man.
Nice.
And anything else on your turn?
That is everything I can do.
All right. It is Carmilla's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna take a big swing at the one directly in front of me.
Okay, Cameron?
Yes,
wait, no.
and I believe I have advantage on that from Silver
You do have advantage on your first attack. And just for ease of operations, I'm going to mark the clones with dots.
I'm gonna use my determination, I think.
Sounds good.
Because that's gonna be 15 plus 3 is 18.
That's a hit.
Awesome. I'm also gonna use one of my superiority dice. Does anybody want to move? Is everyone good where they are right now?
Does this? Oh no, I can't move. Never mind.
Oh, are you? Yeah, right.
He's restrained.
Okay, I think I'm going to use distracting strike on this one. So whoever attacks this middle, it's the original Cameron.
The original Cameron, not the
clones.
knockoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Gonna
Tumor
attack
and
the original Cameron. And so whoever attacks him next before I do, if anyone does, they will get advantage.
Sounds good. All right.
And then I'm using my two-handed great axe, which is conveniently two-handed, so I can reroll that 2 because I have great weapon fighter. And that's a little bit better. That is 8 and 4 is 12.
Okay.
Yes, it's a 12 damage.
Okay, and so that was a D12 plus the superiority die?
Yeah, I rolled real low.
Okay, plus your strength. So what was the total damage? 12?
12, yeah.
Okay, your first attack is going to bite into it, but this thing's made of solid stone. It's going to give you a bit of a resistance.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, here's a question I want to ask everybody. So it's not a magical weapon, but it has a magical weapon built into its haft.
I don't think it's magical damage.
But I feel like it would count. So I feel like it would count for overriding magical, like, resistance, like non-magical.
That's often what I wonder with weapons that have, like, you know, is a glamour sword.
Yes, it is. According to Raw, a moon-touched sword bypasses because it has magic. So you know what? I'm gonna say that this counts as magical because it has a magical haft behind it. I could be wrong, but I just think that it's kind of a dumb weapon otherwise. And I'd rather something that bypasses and has a cool feature than something that's just kind of little kitschy. So you are going to bite into it, and it's going to surprisingly cleave through further.
I'm going to take another swing at it then.
Sounds great. And just in case anybody is wondering in the future, they list the axe and they kind of describe it as two separate objects that are just kind of married. But I'm going to say that I'm going to say they're the same damn thing.
I appreciate that.
It's more fun.
Okay, then that's going to be a 17 on the second attack.
Okay, 17 is going to hit.
I'm going to use another superiority dice. I think I'm going to...
do you get advantage on if you follow up a superiority attack with distracting strike? Can you get the advantage?
No, it specifically says the next roll by an attacker other than you.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. No, totally. Sindri, do you have any temporary HP right now?
Not right now.
Okay. Do so. Yeah, okay. I'll do that because I won't get the extra dice of damage, but I will give you some temporary hit points.
Thank you.
So you're going to take 7 plus my charisma, which I think is 2. So you're going to take 9 temporary hit points.
Perfect. Thank you.
And then that is a 12 on the damage, plus 4 is 16 damage on that one. And I would like to do a bit of a silly. If I swing this down on him and click the button, what they do?
That's a great question. I'm going to say that he'll have to make a deck save to not get pinned.
Awesome.
That's going to be a 10. So
do you want me to roll like
no,
an athletics or something?
No, I'm going to say that if you do not take the axe up again, he will be restrained until he like takes an action to remove himself from this. So that means he has disadvantage on attacks, and he has a speed of 0 and a disadvantage on dex saves.
Fantastic.
I think that sounds totally fair.
Would attacks against it have advantage?
Let me just double check the wording of restrained.
I think not for restrained.
Yes, it both ways. It is bad for you, whichever way it is worse for you, both ways.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Cool.
All right, it is Frowode's turn. Frowode is going to look at the number of additional attackers here, think,
That's probably enough.
and is going to charge Ellasandra with all of... Oh, that's the clone. Is going to charge Ellasandra and try to take a chunk out of her with its slam attack. Oh, that's right. It moved into your space.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to double check if that's... I think it might be moving within my space. So it has to move 5 feet while within my reach. That's what it is.
Okay.
So he just moved into my reach.
Okay, so moving into your reach, that is going to be a 22 to hit you.
That hits.
And is going to crank you in the gut for... That's going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And that is all that it can do, because it has very few options on its turn. It is Hona's turn. Hona is stunned.
Sorry, one thing.
Oh, yes.
Did it end its turn within 5 foot of my sphere?
Oh, it totally
5 feet
did.
of my sphere? Then it has to make a dex save.
It fails. That's a 6.
Yeah. Now, do I re-roll again, or just?
Yes,
I guess
you roll.
so.
You roll every time it goes off.
I hardly ever do concentration spells, so I'm like,
They're pretty great.
It's 9 again. 6 and a 3 again.
Oh, damn. All right, that's going to char it from behind. And then let's go ahead. So Hana is stunned, so she's going to spend her turn doing that. But at the end of her turn, she can make a save against blindness deafness, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
It's a con save, correct?
Yeah.
What's my DC?
15.
14.
Yes.
Okay. That is Hana's turn. She's no longer stunned going forward. Oh, wait, no, it's stunned last until Sindri's turn. All right. Now it is going to be some of my friends. One of them is going to... So, clone of Cameron number 1 is going to take a punch at Sindri. That is going to somehow be... What's your AC right now, Sindri?
A Shield of Faith lasts 10 minutes, so it's probably back to 18.
That's going to be a miss. A giant swing goes past you, but you're able to bend at your now frozen waist. And one is going to take a swing at Carmilla, and that... How do they both miss? This is stupid.
I would like to use my...
Riposte?
Well, I'll use my riposte, but only I don't want to move the axe. So if I have to do it with the axe, I won't take it.
Okay.
Because I have like 5 other weapons on me.
You would need to have a weapon drawn to do it.
Okay, that's fine. Then no, I won't do it.
Okay. Well, he's still going to whiff hard. Down to the south. I can't do it because Frowode's in the way. You idiot. You should have gone to the side. All right, so the first clone is going to charge up at Ellasandra, which does mean that it has to move through your threatened area. So make me an attack roll.
So 27 to hit.
That is absolutely a hit. Roll me damage.
Get him.
That is 12 damage.
Okay, 12 damn. Okay, and then another one is going to rush you, but it does not move further within your threatened square. So that's going to be 2 attacks against you. One of them, neither of them hit. I have an 18 and an 11 as they charge you. And we are at the top of the initiative. Lyric. What do you do?
Hi. So here's the thing that I would love to do, and that is to use one of my sorcery points to use Twin Spell.
Yep.
And remember how I said blindness, deafness is not concentration, but so I'm going to cast Antagonize on a couple of these since I'm twinning it. So clone between original Cameron and our Medusa friend.
Yep.
And I think also the other clone just to go after its original.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay, what's my save?
I
Oh, God.
would love a wisdom save.
Okay, so hold
DC
on.
15.
What is... So it's antagonize? Is this
Yeah.
a charm effect?
It's an enchantment. It doesn't say charm effect.
You whisper, just checking real
It's
quick.
just psychic damage.
Just seeing. Yeah, there's nothing about having to be charmed here. Okay,
I'm
so
just pissing them off really
And
badly.
the first one has advantage because it's the next attacker attacking Cameron. It
Shit.
specifically doesn't say ally. It says the
No,
next
it's fair.
attacker.
so I
Yeah.
get to make 2 wisdom saves, one for
Yeah.
each. Okay, first
Yeah,
one.
DC 15.
The first one actually got a 18 or 19, and the second one got a 12.
Okay, so which one got the 12?
The one that got the 12 is the southern one.
Oh, damn. Okay, fine. In that case, that's the one hitting Cameron.
Okay, that is going to have advantage to hit Cameron. Does it immediately
So
act, or is
first-
it on its turn?
Here's what happens. So target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 4d4 psychic damage immediately.
Woof.
So it's going to take 4 plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 psychic damage. And then immediately use its reaction to make a melee attack against another creature of your choice that you can see, which is its ally right next to
That's
it.
going to be a 24 to hit.
Yep.
And that's going to be a slam attack, which rolled 12 points of damage to Cameron. Okay, so let me just do one thing real quick.
And I just read the part at the bottom here. On a successful save, this target takes half as much damage only. So the one to the north that succeeded will take, what did I say, 10? Will take 5
Yep.
psychic.
All right, both of them begin to crumble a bit as the psychic damage blasts them, and the clone to the south is going to crank Cameron in the back of the head. It's going to, Cameron is going to grumble.
So that's my action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pass Bardic Inspiration, because I've got one of those left, over to Sindri. Unless he hasn't. Wait, have you already have one?
Yeah, no, I just used it. Thank you.
Oh, okay, cool. Then you take it.
Perfect.
There.
All right, and with that, Sindri, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna use Flurry of Blows again. I'm rolling at flat because I'm attacking a blind and stunned target.
Yep.
So, first attack is a crit. So, I am gonna make a stunning strike out of this.
Okay.
I will use my Bardic Inspiration again just for bonus
Fail.
damage. All right, so hold on. Let's.
Remember, that can also hit the clone right next to.
5, 7, 11 plus. So that's 16 points of damage.
Okay, and you're attacking her directly, right?
Yeah. And 6 of that will bounce off. Or sorry. Yeah, 6 of that will bounce off to the the one beside it.
Okay, and it failed its save, so that's 6 points off of it. All right, your first hit snaps her chin back, knocking several of her teeth out. Her snakes are frozen in air as if they had been flash frozen. Sticking out
Sindri...
like...
Oh, sorry, please.
I was going to say, sticking out like she'd been struck by lightning, basically.
Sindri will also take a deep breath in and breathe fire onto her and the one that's pinned to the ground.
Okay.
So it's a dex saving throw, but they both automatically fail it. So that's gonna be 6 points of fire damage on both of them.
Okay. That is
and then
awful.
I'll make my flurry of blows attacks against her as well. And fail and a 17.
17's gonna hit.
All right, and that's gonna be 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
7 points of bludgeoning damage. You are tearing into her. As you do, you are feeling your joints begin to stiffen, and bits of stone crack at your underarms and elbows. You feel your lower body solidify into the ground. And Cameron, it's Cameron's turn. Cameron's my favorite. Cameron is going to punch Sindri.
That's fair.
Oh wait,
I
Cameron
feel like
can't. Cameron is held down by this thing, so has disadvantage. So Cameron is going to... What's Cameron's intelligence? Let's double check this. Cameron has an intelligence. Oh, actually, Cameron's smarter than I thought. I guess he was a scribe. I guess he must be. Cameron is going to... You know what? His mistress is in trouble. Cameron is going to try to hit Sindri with disadvantage, which means that he rolls flat because disadvantage and... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, because you're restrained, so it rolls flat. And it's actually going to be able to hit you. It's an 18, so that's going to be 16 points of damage from a slam.
Ow. Thankfully, I have 9 points of damage that I eat through first from Carmilla, so I take 7.
7.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Ow.
Yeah. Ellasandra, you are up as you watch Sindri begin to solidify and get punched in the side with a crunch.
Okay. So there's 4 all around me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I can only hit 3 with this, but I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Oh, balls! All right, Moonbeam. You open up the skies, or at least you feel like you do, as a moonbeam shines down from the ceiling, enveloping each of these creatures. Remind me when Moonbeam goes off, and what is the radius for that?
It's 5-foot radius, and it goes off at the start of their turn, or when they enter it.
Okay, so, and are you moving out of it?
Well, I can angle... What? Like, I angle it to hit the 3, not me.
Okay, so just 3 of them. Roger.
Yeah, I can't hit the 4 where I am. And if I move, I get an attack of opportunity against me from, like, 4 things. So I'm not doing that.
So that's going to go off on the start of their turn. All right. Anything else on your turn?
Bonus action, Tunnel Fighter.
Sounds beautiful. All right, a moonbeam shines down, slamming into the 3 at the base. So it goes off at the start of their turn, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Start of their turn, or when a creature enters it.
Okay, so it is the beginning of Fremine's turn, and they are inside of it. Go ahead and what's my
They need
save?
to make a con saving throw.
Okay, that is a success. So I think they only take half damage.
Yes, I believe it's half.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I knew it was going to happen eventually. They still do take damage on this, right?
Yes.
How much damage?
Okay, so the failed save the save got 5.
Okay,
Radiant.
so that's is that if you already have that, or is that?
Yes, I've halved it because
Okay.
you saved the save.
Cool. Here's what happens. Fremine is going to begin his turn, is going to raise his hands to punch you as the moonbeam burns at the side of his skin, and he's going to let out a little eep and a roar, because he hasn't actually seen the sunlight in quite a while, and suddenly he loses his concentration with a nat 1, and 2 of the Galamdurs fall into the ground, becoming boulders and rubble again.
Yes!
Nice.
Oh my god, so them holding it up is a con spell.
It is, and I've rolled every time you've hit them. In fact, whoever did 9 damage to one, I only beat it by 1 point earlier.
Nice.
I knew it was you. All right, and Fremine is going to let out a roar, and is going to take a 5-foot step away from the flames, which is going to provoke from you. Alessandra?
No, because I've already spent my reaction this turn. It's not been my turn again, I think, since, isn't it?
It refreshes on your turn. It was just your turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you may choose to use your reaction if you'd like.
Yeah, I will definitely with that roll of a nat 20.
Okay, are you going to smite?
Sure, why not?
Okay, give it to me.
Okay, so 1 sec. That is 21 points of normal damage. 24 points of radiant damage.
How do you do it?
Yes.
I feel like I'm gonna, as he tries to move, I hit him with my sword, and it makes him step back into the moonbeam again, and he just goes up in like a pillar of radiant fire.
All right, he's going to erupt before he gets his turn, unfortunately. Goodbye, Fremen. We barely knew you. Anthea, it is your turn.
Okay. Anthea is going to step out from behind the statue, and she's just going to throw a firebolt at
At Frowode.
the other Frowode. Yes.
Frowode.
Frowode. That's going to be. I'm gonna add my determination to make that a. Oh wait a second. Do I have? Do I want
You do.
to? Do I have to? I think I have to. So it's gonna turn a 14 into a 17.
That's a hit.
Yes. I'm gonna find another D10. There we go.
And don't forget that you can add your alchemist.
Yes, thank you. So that's better than 12. That's gonna make it 16 points.
All right, your firebolt slams into this one, causing a cascade of dust and debris to fire into Alessandra's face, which she'll block with her shield.
Is it still up?
It's still up.
Okay, I'm gonna ram my flaming sphere into it because it's a bonus
Okay.
action.
All right, it's going to save.
Okay, it still takes half damage.
Okay.
Oh, so that's gonna be like 2.
Knock it off.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on your turn, or is that it?
That's everything.
All right, inside of the other room, Carmilla.
Did Christine give advantage for her nat 20?
Oh, that's right. Christine, who's your battle inspiration going to?
I keep forgetting that exists.
I know, it's my favorite rule, though.
I only remembered because Chris put it in the chat.
Who's next?
It is Carmilla right now.
Sure. Carmilla, have advantage.
Thanks. The big moonbeam goes off and turns around and looks at you, absolutely obliterate this guy, and she's like, yeah. So Carmilla's gonna leave the axe holding down Cameron and is going to draw Lightbringer.
Yep.
And bring that down. It's not quite as much damage, but not terrible. With advantage, that is a 19 plus 7, so 26. Or sorry,
that's going to be a hit. And you're attacking Cameron while he's pinned?
Yes.
Okay, and you're remembering advantage, right?
That's I rolled a 16 and a 19.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
that's definitely gonna be a hit.
I'm also cool. I'm also gonna use a yeah. What do I want to do? I guess I'll use distracting strike again. So that'll be a 6 and a 3 plus 1 is 10 plus 4 is 14, so it'll do 14 damage.
All right. You're gonna crank him upside the head with your first attack.
And my first attack, and then my second attack, I'm going to I guess attack him again. And that will be an 18 plus 8, 26.
Definitely a hit.
Okay, I'm gonna use another superiority dice. I'm gonna use maneuvering attack so that I get the damage on my attack. But yeah, if anyone wants to move half their speed, is there anybody that wants to
without
go anywhere?
provoking?
Can I move?
You can move, yeah.
Cool. I don't take advantage of this very often, so I'm actually gonna, without provoking, so Lyric's actually gonna go right up next to our Medusa friend.
Okay, sounds good. Do you want to go there? Do you want to go right up next to her, or on the other side of her where you won't be attacked by one of the Galamdurs?
That's actually a good point.
So up between the statues?
Because you have half your speed, so I think you can get there. Yeah.
You can just get there. Yeah.
10, 15,
all right. So, how much damage does Cameron take?
Trash, absolute trash. And this is a one-handed weapon, so I can't even re-roll that 1 and 2. So that's 7.
If only you had an action surge.
Sorry, 8, because it's Lightbringer. 8 damage.
Did you add that +1 to your last attack?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I just forgot it on that one.
He is definitely, I would say, bloodied, but bloodied is not something the stone man can be.
He's crumbling. Okay, in that case, I will use my action surge for another 2 attacks.
All right.
I'm just going to roll both of them together because I'm sick of this motherfucker.
Go ahead. Do it. Don't forget you have advantage on everything.
I have advantage on everything?
Yeah, because he's restrained.
I haven't been rolling with advantage.
I asked you at the beginning of the round, were you rolling with advantage?
Sorry, no, I rolled with advantage because I got the advantage from Christine.
No, you have advantage because he's restrained. He's stuck under your axe.
Can I just see if I get a nat 20 on that last one? I did not. Okay, that's okay. Fine. I still hit.
Well, now you got 2 more. You got 4 more dice.
On this one, that is a nat 20.
Yes!
So that's I'll use another superiority dice so that I can double it.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. I rolled a 2 on my con save for this.
Okay.
So there is it was a total of 7 on my con save. There is no way you're doing less than 7 points of damage.
Okay.
On this, so as you cleave into him with the crit, he's gonna lose concentration on his other 2 clones.
Awesome. Sounds attack action of your turn. Okay. That's much better. That's 10, 17 plus 1 is 18 plus 4 is 22 damage.
22 damage plus 1 for the for Lightbringer?
No, I included the plus ones. I remembered it this time.
All right. Leaning forward, how do you do it?
I think she's just she pulled out Lightbringer and swings it up with one hand, keeping a hand on the axe, clicks the immovable rod off, and then just hammers the axe down to cleave this thing in 2.
All right. It is
and then is going to use the other attack. Oh, actually, hang on. When you say and use bonus action, I'm going to use my bonus action and give up that second attack in my action surge, so that either Sindri, are you still? Can you still attack, or are you totally frozen now?
No, I
can
still attack. Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you want to take an attack on Medusa?
Oh, 100%. Make that flat attack, and that is
and then you also get a D8 on that.
To hit or damage?
On the damage. Sorry.
Okay. So 20 to hit. So I think that hits.
Absolutely. Did you roll with the? Oh, sorry, you're rolling flat because you're restrained.
Yeah.
Oh, I lied. Adding this. Oh no, attacks damage roll. Yep, correct. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do another 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, plus a D8.
Yeah, that's including.
All right. Another crank slams into her. She's just getting destroyed. All right, it is going to be Frowode's turn. Frowode needs to make a save versus that. Okay, I have a 16.
That saves.
Okay, so does that mean he takes half damage still, right?
Yeah, he takes half.
Okay.
So that's 4 points.
Okay, 4 points of damage. He is going to use his once-a-day ability to summon 2 more allies. And is going to take a step out of the moonbeam and next to you. Would you like to use... Oh, you cannot. You've already used your reaction.
Yeah.
And that is his turn. Hana's turn. Hana is going to roll to save versus blindness, deafness. And that is a con save as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? So that is a 14? Yeah. I need a 15. She keeps rolling 11s. She keeps rolling 11s.
Love it.
All right. Down at the bottom of the initiative, it's going to be the 2 new clones, which are going to go 5. Oh, actually, it's going to go 5. And is going to do a rush attack. One of them is going to roll up the stairs, heading to slam right into Alessandra. Alessandra, it is going to pass through your moonbeam. It is going to fail as it passes through, so please give me full damage.
Oh. Well, you weren't kidding when you said full. That's 20 points of radiant damage.
Oh, that's going to hurt it a lot as it rolls through. However, I need you to make me a strength saving throw as this thing spins like Sonic the Hedgehog and rolls up into you with a rolling charge.
24.
Okay, you are I'm so angry. I'm using a dice roller for this, and it literally rolled. My rolling charge gives me 2 extra d6, and I rolled 1s on both. So this thing is going to Sonic the Hedgehog spin and hit you for 13 damage. And Frowode clone has to move through your moonbeam as well. And that's going to be another fail.
The first one ended within my sphere's range, sorry.
Oh, it did. And that is going to be a failed dex save.
Nice.
Okay, that's going to be 12 points of radiant damage for the one that just moved in.
All right, sounds good.
And 7 fire damage for the first one.
They're still alive. And one of them, I'm using a big chonker dice. Let's do it. Alessandra, does an 18 hit you?
Does not.
Okay. This one is going to slam into your shield. We're talking like Thanos and Captain America style. Just as you pull back, that is going to be their turns. Top of the initiative, we have Lyric next to the Medusa.
Hi, yeah, I would love to pull out my dagger, which is magical, and I would like to put it up to her throat. And I would like to use my one of my sorcerer features for Aberrant Mind, because is she still stunned? She is still stunned. Cool, which means she can't respond that way, but she can respond if I use telepathic speech.
All right. What do you say?
So, I am going to. So I've got a knife to her neck, ready to cut through, and I'm gonna demand to know how to fix my quickly becoming petrified friend.
Okay. Now, how does this work? What is the mechanic of this?
It is just as a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You and the chosen creature can speak telepathically with each other while the two of you are within a number of miles of each other equal to your charisma modifier, which is 4 for me. So 4 miles. To understand each other, you must speak mentally in a language the other knows. So common, I'm assuming. The connection lasts for a number of minutes equal to your sorcerer level. In this case, it is 1 minute, but that is still like 6 rounds or 10 rounds of combat. And ends early if you're incapacitated or die, or if you use this ability to form a connection with a different creature.
Okay, so what do you say into her mind?
Just reverse it.
I can't see anything.
Okay.
You can make me an
I
insight
don't know
roll.
how long it works for timing of turns.
She's lying.
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, cool. And I rolled a 16 without adding anything, so she's lying.
I trusted
Okay,
a new
then I'm just
dice.
gonna. So that is pressing even deeper, like closer, and saying, "You lie. Tell the truth if you want to live."
And the last thing that will happen on your turn is you will hear her say inside her mind, "Your friend is as good as dead." Sindri, it's your turn.
All right, so continuing to lock up, I'm going to just go all in again. So that is 2 attacks base, like those, and
Totally
one
based.
is a 15 to hit. Flat.
That's a hit.
All right, so that's going to be another 6 points of damage, of bludgeoning damage. So just like holding her by, like as I'm turning into rock, just like cranking her in the side of the head. And then I'm going to do flurry of blows for my last 2.
Okay.
Oh, and I am going to declare now stunning strike as well for that first hit.
Okay.
So DC 14 con saving.
Nat 20.
All right, so she's fine on that one. And that, so I have no more key points left after this round. So
Unless
does a
someone
14
silvery
hit?
barbs me. 14. You have determination.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll use it.
Okay. Yeah, it hits.
So that, all right, so that's gonna be another 7 points of damage. I've rolled so many 1s on my D6 so far.
Okay. Another 7 points of damage.
And then the last one is a 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
All right.
So I'm just gonna say that unless I can use my bard and sorcerer spell slots interchangeably, I have used
You
both
can.
of my sorcerer. I can? In that case,
Yep,
I'm
you-
absolutely silvery barbsing that.
Yep. All of your spell slots are the same pool. Did you read the multiclassing guide for spellcasters?
I missed that part, apparently.
Yeah, they all share the same spellcasting pool. So you don't get
Okay.
both sets of slots, you get a combined total. Like there's
Okay.
a chart.
Okay, I'll have to go look at that again.
Okay. So you do have a spell slot to silvery barbs? Okay, that's a fail. And what was the second amount of damage, Chris?
7.
Or 7, okay.
So it was 6 and then 7, and then I'm rolling for my last one.
Yes.
And that's another 6. So,
Perfect. Lyric, who gets advantage on the silvery barbs?
Can I give it to Sindri if he's doing multiple attacks that round?
Yeah, you can make him re-roll his last one with it, like to see if it was a nat 20.
Let's do that.
All right, roll to see if the last one was a nat 20.
no, 14.
Okay, still good though. All right,
Yeah.
well, she's still stunned. All right, Sindri, anything else on your turn?
So, because I can't do anything else, what I am going to do is say...
Oh, actually, pardon me, Sindri. So, because the you would not have been able to use advantage because it doesn't work like that. Because
right,
you
it'd
have
be flat
disadvantage.
anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm already attacking with advantage, so...
Well,
No,
you
you somebody
cannot. Yeah, you can't use advantage because you have disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that should go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yes. Understood. That totally slipped my mind.
Me too.
Let's give it to. Let's give it to Carmilla because I can see her in the room.
All right, sounds good.
Sindri is going to just slowly grind out Lyric, Carmilla, help me. I don't want to die down here, as he starts freezing in place.
All right. Ellasandra, it is your turn.
Okay. I would like to attack the dude that summoned these other two dudes.
All right. So that is the Frowode by the door.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, give it to me.
That is a dirty 20.
That's a hit.
And a 20 something. Math.
All right, those are both going to hit.
25. Okay. One of them I'm going to do with a smite.
Okay.
So I'll smite with the first one, I guess.
Okay.
That is 11 points of normal damage, and I'm smiting it at a level 2 spell slot. So that is going to be 16 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And then the second hit is 12 damage.
Okay. So what were those numbers again? I was just checking something. So it was...
shit. I don't know what the first one was because I've re-rolled the dice now.
Okay. I believe it was 11 and 12. That's what I heard. How much radiant damage was it?
Yeah, I think the first one was 11.
So I think you're right. The first one was 11.
Okay.
And then the radiant was 16.
Okay, so 27 total. And I have I was just checking my concentration save. Whichever value is greater. Okay, that is going to be a 27 becomes 13. Okay, he will pass the concentration save on the first one.
Okay, and the second hit was for 12 damage.
Okay, for 12. And we'll pass the second one.
Nuts.
But he is very badly damaged as you smash into him twice. Radiant damage burning through his frame. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
I just think bonus action, Tunnel Fighter again.
Sounds great. Anthea, you're up.
Okie dokie. I'm going to throw a firebolt at Frowode.
All right, do it.
Oh, sorry. Oh. 25 to hit.
25 to hit is a hit.
Yeah. 12 again. But alchemical savant, so 16 again.
All right. How do you do it?
Yeah. Let me see here. She's going to, throw the flask at him, kind of into where his eye socket might be, because that's a nice little.
What? You what
and
now?
boop.
Oh, bugger.
He's going to say as he explodes, and as he does, the other two are going to collapse. The other two are going to collapse to the ground, leaving you in a hallway full of broken, charred boulders.
Okie doke, let's get in there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 through the door. And, watch out, hot stuff coming through. Can I bring my sphere into, diagonally through things of space?
You can, but it will roll through Sindri.
Oh no, I don't want it
because
to roll through
because there's
Sindri.
diagonal would mean that it basically is touching both squares.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will hold my fireball. I'll hold my giant ball. Well, actually, no, because then no, I don't want to. It's outside the door, waiting for the moment to strike.
Sounds good. You're within 5 feet of it, though. Don't forget.
Yeah, so back
So you'll
here.
take. Yeah, okay. All right. It is Hona's turn. Hona is going to roll a nat 20 on her blindness.
What?
She's no longer blind.
I don't think I've. And I used my reaction already for Silvery Briars before, I'm pretty sure, so.
You did. All right, top of the initiative. It is Lyric's turn.
Okay, so I'm attempting to, do have a knife against her neck, though. But it's not, haven't really restrained her otherwise, other than that she's still stunned, I think. Okay. So she has said that he's as good as dead. Do I believe that, though, is the question.
I don't know. On her turn, she would have added, take solace in the fact he will be an eternal piece of art.
Okay. That is a fuck that, and I would like to slit her throat.
Okay, you can make an attack roll.
Okay. She's stunned, so does that have advantage?
You have advantage, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, that's a good thing that I have advantage. Oh, and does... Okay, no, there's no other one. Enemies right next to her. That's fine. Okay, so that is a 26 to hit.
Okay.
With my dagger.
Okay, give me double damage because she is stunned and you're basically performing a coup de grace. So I'll say that this counts as a crit because you're doing something very gross.
Okay. Again, only using my dagger, so it's not the most damage it could be.
Oh, actually,
but
you know
it's a
what?
magical dagger.
Just give me your base damage and I'll just double it. I'll count it as vulnerability.
Okay.
So that's a
so
D4 plus Dex?
Yes. Plus, because it's a +1 because it's a magical weapon. So that is a 7 damage. Right, that's not right. Yep, no, that's right. That's right.
All
7.
right, you slash across her neck and blood begins bubbling out of the wound.
I would love to start digging my nails into her shoulder, though, too, like the other hand.
Sure. You absolutely can.
I don't think that's just for flavor.
Just for flavor, totally. You start digging your nails into her. Sindri, you feel the stone ripple up your stomach. You can feel your left eye seal shut. You can feel the stone begin to press into your mouth, your teeth beginning to fuse with your lips. What do you do?
So Sindri's just going to just keep wailing on her, just yelling, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!" So if I can still make attacks.
You still can. You can.
All right. Yeah, so I don't have any key points left, so I'm just going to do
just
my 2 attacks and then martial arts. Yeah. And she's done until the end of my turn, so I'm doing this flat.
You're doing this flat.
So that is a 12, 22, and then my martial arts attack is a 13.
Okay, so that's one hit.
All right, let's get it. That's I finally rolled more than a 2 on my damage dice, so that's 11 points of damage, just like
11
one
points
more
of
hit.
damage as you strike her and feel your arm freeze in its extension. Alessandra, it's your turn. What do you do? I'm going to say that you can move through anyone's square except for Sindri's.
Okay, so how loud is what's been going on in the room been?
I think fairly. It's the middle of a fight. You know that you can hear him saying, "Stop it, stop it, stop it."
Okay, so she's got a sense that it's been doing something to him type thing. I guess as a Medusa, do I know about looking in its gaze?
Make me an Arcana roll.
Yeah, let's find that out before I get petrified myself. 14.
You know the basic ideas of it, that it turns people to stone.
Okay.
Its gaze
And
does.
it's kind of something to do with meeting its eyes type thing.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm
With a
gonna
14?
move in
Yeah.
and try and just kind of look for where its feet are.
Yep.
Type idea, like trying to look for no higher than like the waist.
Okay.
And if it looks like Sindri's been attacking it, I'll attack it too.
Okay. If you do not look directly at it, you have disadvantage on your attacks.
Okay.
I do love that they put that rule in there.
That is math. 24
24 is a hit.
and 23.
Those are both hits. Those are both with disadvantage.
Yep.
All right. Make me an
I
attack
rolled
roll.
a 13 and a 14, with my other ones being a 15 and a 16.
Give me damage.
That is 11 and 13.
All right. 2 of your slashes are going to embed into the side of this creature, slashing it deep to the bone as it recoils from your attacks. Still alive and still up, it casts its gaze around the room. And it is now Anthea's turn, as this creature is still up. Anthea, the Medusa looks directly at you. Do you avert your gaze, yes or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, I need you to do me a favor then. You may avert your gaze as a free action. I'm just letting you know. Or you can make me a Constitution saving throw.
I'll make you a con save.
All right, do it.
Yeah, good Constitution. So I rolled a 14, and
Okay,
then
you're fine.
Oh, but I wanted to say it's a 19.
You're
Anyway.
even finer. Okay, it's your turn. She glares at you, her serpentine eyes boring into you, but your halfling blood resists it. What do you do?
That's unfortunate. She looks right at me.
Mm-hmm. And it does nothing.
Oh, that's unfortunate for her. I'm going to use my firebolt.
Make me an attack roll.
I have a thought, but it's kind of silly, so I'm going to do this instead. Boink.
Do whatever you want.
Well, that wasn't like the best roll. That's a 16.
You have advantage. Oh wait, no, you don't. She's not restrained
I
anymore.
don't think so.
But
no.
the 16 will hit. Roll me damage.
Oh! I don't think I would be able to do 10 points.
She hisses at you as you strike her with the firebolt. The glass shatters. How do you do it?
Woo! Well, I guess your gaze wasn't strong enough on me. And she's going to slam the vial straight into add insult to injury, the cut on her neck.
Mm-hmm. All right. It burns directly through her as she turns to ash. Her head collapses to the floor. And there is silence for a moment. As Sindri, you hear the sound of stone crystallizing. Sindri, what's the last thing you say?
Help me.
And before he can utter another word, your companion becomes a statue. Frozen in the last attack he may ever make. But we're going to have to find out what happens next time on Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk. Thank you, folks. I really appreciate the love. You can put your arm down now. Yay! Sindri!
It's a really good thing we brought the horses.
Yeah, we can need that.
I guess it's a very good thing Alessandra has like 19 strength now.
Yeah. Just try not to break parts of him off. Sindri will come back without an ear.
Oh, there was a bed in the other room. Lyric can mobilize it.
Oh my god,
Sindri on it, strap him down.
Actually,
Just
Lyric, you could use animating performance to animate Sindri.
But he might bang into a wall then.
But if you needed to, you could
like
you could just make Sindri walk around with it.
But does he count as still as a creature, or is it
No,
an
he is
object?
He is an object now.
Oh shit.
No. All right, we have to just wrap him with padding.
Yeah, bubble wrap.
Then yeah, we can animating performance. He'll get some
Petrified.
defenses.
Transformed along with non-magical objects wearing or carrying into a solid inanimate subject. Its weight increases by a factor of 10 and it ceases aging. It is incapacitated.
Oh, man.
Is unaware of its surroundings. You're immune to poison now though, which is pretty good.
Finally.
Nice.
I also have my braces of archery, braces of archery on me if you want to pull those off, because those don't turn to stone.
Okay, those are fine.
This is true.
We don't want to lose them.
Well, we don't want to lose you.
Bardic Inspiration, command the end of advanced action used for Bardic. Okay. You animate an item in this feature, you can't do so again. Okay, I can use it for 1 hour until it reduces 0 hit points or until I die.
There we go. So just don't die. But did you die?
In theory, well, he would just not be animated anymore.
So I guess we should maybe take him back to camp. Stash him.
I say you keep dungeon crawling. Go, go, go.
Oh, because then it would be so much worse if he got like broken. Because it would be our fault at that point.
We'd like come back and like Gobbos would have like stolen an ear or something. Oh no!
No! They stumbled off his nose.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a ghoul now. All right, so folks, we're going to find out what happens next episode here on Phandelver and Below. Thank you so much for tuning in. A big thank you to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/dorktales who help keep the dream alive. If you would like to join them, help keep the channel afloat, it would be a wondrous thing. So please head over to Patreon and join the likes of our divine producer, my mom. Hey, Mom. Our demonic producers, Precarious and Mysterium MK. Our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, and Sorcerer Sanguine. Our monster maker, Soul Omen. And our High Council of the Patreon, Taryn, Dustin, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Karasha Urquhart, Chef Eladeth, Larouk, Mike Baxter, Kelowna Kurd, Iridian, Brian Kaler, and Nerdy Metal Gent. You are all amazing, and we will see you next week. We won't see you next week, because next week is a holiday. We're taking it off. So we'll see you in 2 weeks here with Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk. Y'all have a good, it's Victoria Day for us, but have a good May 20th, whatever that is, wherever you are. It's May 20th.
May long.
It's May long for us. We're going to go to a lake. It's going to be good. And we will talk to you later. Good night, everyone. Love you big much. Mwah.